One. We should now be live. I was gonna say you can jump on the stream if you want to do that. Just make sure everything's good to go. But we will get you guys some music playing. Actually, hold on. Since we're going straight into battle, so we're going battle music here, boys. So we get that and
Get those sick bagpipes going.
yeah. Was that something for me in chat, or we're good?
Nah.
Alright,
There's someone
cool.
hopping on.
All right, so we are ready to go. So where we last left off, let's go ahead and just do a little bit of a recap. You guys were in the town of Valenwood. You were all in a group of people, and then Keeper Erden Proudbrook told all of you that you were going to be looking for a little girl that was missing. He was calling for volunteers. All of you accepted the challenge. They paired you up. At the time, you didn't know each other whatsoever, so all different strangers. You got paired up into the same group, and you went off to investigate the disappearing. Disappearing girl. It's fine, whatever. She's like Houdini. It's fine. The missing girl. So you go to her house. You talk with her mother. She gave you a little bit of information on the case so far. As you guys were leaving the house, you ran into a pack of giant weasels. I believe there were 4 of them, which you guys promptly took care of. Not too much of an issue there. A few of you fell a little low, but not too bad. After the weasel fight, you talked with Sir Elar once more, and you told him what you knew of the case. He then suggested that you guys talk to the other parents of the missing children. Once you guys went, I believe you went to the Destar house first, found out that there was no one there at the Destar house, and you then knew that Alana was going to be working at the brothel. So you guys promptly made your way over to the brothel, where Max sure had a good time. So
Max had a
Alana,
great
not
time.
so much.
yeah, it was very good, just a little short. So getting to the brothel, you guys talked to Gwyneth, found out a little bit more information, and then Alana obviously came down. You talked with her about the case, and then once you got enough information from her, Max went upstairs to have a little bit of fun with her. Wasn't too long, but it was definitely nice. So leaving the brothel, you guys then went over to the Gestal house. Once you arrived at the Gestal house, you met Fenric Gestal, the father of Muzan. He told you that him and his little boy were out hunting when Muzan went missing, and he promptly asked all of you to pursue the lead of the witch, which Elar told you not to even worry about. He told you guys to pursue the lead and to investigate more at the library. Heading to the library, you found an old book that gave you information on the said witch, and promptly headed out to the swamps after that. Making your way to the swamp, you then came across a really deep chasm, probably a river at one point, really shallow, not much water running through it anymore. You guys then went to cross over the log. I believe Lee made it over the log successfully, and then bad roll after bad roll left the other 3 of our party members down inside the crevice in a little bit of water. So after that, you guys were starting to make your way up. I believe Max got back up to the top, and that left JD and Thar'dia at the bottom of this chasm. And then at that time, a crocodile came out of the water and snapped onto Thar'dia's leg. He did not get a grapple with Thar'dia's leg, but he did do a hefty wound, and Thar'dia is very injured at this point. So, with the recap done, we're gonna go ahead and roll some initiative. Let's go ahead and give me them
yeah.
D20 initiatives. Okay, and wait 1 second, I'll ask for your initiative. So, okay, so right now we're going to be, hold on, let me check the crocodile's initiative. Okay, so anyone that's gotten a 25 to 20 on initiative rolls.
I got a natural 20.
Natural 20, what plus what on your initiative?
Sorry, I rolled an 18, got 20.
Oh, got 20. Okay, so 20. What did you have, Max?
I have 21.
21. Okay, so, and then we will have. Okay, and then 15 to 20. Anybody? 15 to 20? No. Okay, 10 to 15.
I have 10.
You have 10. Hoff.
8.
Okay.
That's some cleric dexterity.
All right, so as this crocodile came out of the water, it snapped down onto your leg, Thar'dia. You ripped your leg out of the mouth of the beast, left really gaping, channels on your leg where the teeth tore through the skin, and then obviously noticing that you are in distress, your group came to help. And with that, Max, you will be starting us off with your action.
All right, I'm going to pull out the short bow that I was given, and I am going to fire an arrow at it.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
All right, 20.
20 hits. Definitely hits.
All right,
Go ahead and
great.
give damage on it. And did you look up the damage for your short bow out of the
Yeah.
HP? Okay, cool.
Yeah, 5 damage.
5 damage? Okay.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Healing Words.
Okay, and you cast it on Thar'dia, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Cool. Go ahead and make the roll.
Alright, so he just regains 1d4 plus my spellcasting modifier.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 8 hit points.
8 hit points. Okay, Thar'dia, go ahead and add the 8 hit points back. Very nice heal. And make sure you mark off the spell slot on your character sheet, Max.
Yep.
Cool. So that's ending your turn, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Next up, we have Lee. Lee Zan, what are you doing?
Sure. I'm just gonna leap right in and basically pogo stick my staff down into this alligator.
Okay, so you're just coming straight in. You're gonna jump out, over the chasm. You're coming straight down with your quarterstaff. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
We are looking at 12? 12.
12 just barely hits.
All right.
Go ahead and roll that damage.
9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Jeez, you guys are doing work here. Okay, so with that, you come down, you leap over the chasm, you come straight down with your staff, and it actually penetrates, 2 to 3 inches into the hide of this beast. So you come down with giant force, more force than a natural person would come down with using that ability that the monks have. And you promptly pull the quarterstaff out of the hide of this beast, and it turns around and gives you a big snarl. With that, we're going to go to the crocodile's turn. And seeing how you just landed on its back with a quarterstaff, he's going to turn around and make an attack at you. He's going to use his bite attack. That does not look good. For me, it is. That is going to be a 12 to hit.
No, it does
12 does not hit. Okay, so as you come down with the quarterstaff and the croc snaps his head around and he goes to take a bite at you, once again, you being the monk you are, you're just too fast, too nimble for him. You kind of pogo off to the side and he just grabs nothing but air. So,
Just imagine like this monk just pogoing around on his staff.
yeah, this croc just cannot keep up with him.
The water's like 3 foot tall, right?
Yeah, it's like 2.5 to 3 foot.
Yeah, I'm 4'8". So like, I'm practically swimming.
Yeah, definitely. So, with that, we are then going to go to Thar'dia's turn. Thar'dia, what you doing, bud?
I am thoroughly pissed off, so I'm going to rage at this point.
Okay, so you go into a rage, your muscles start rippling, your veins pop out, give out a big roar. What are you doing next?
I am going to swing my great axe at this motherfucker's face.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
Ooh, baby. That is a 17 to hit.
17 will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is a 15 damage.
15 damage. And with that, you come over with your great axe. Just, you're already raging because of the bite that's on your leg. You look down, you see the blood pulsing from your skin. You just can't take it anymore. You grab the great axe, you come straight down, Croc's head. You almost cleave his snout in two. It goes straight through the snout, and then the top portion falls off. The bottom portion just hangs over there a little bit, and this croc would be a dead croc in front of you guys.
Sweet.
So that is going to be. Hold on. So I want all of you right now to go ahead and roll me perception checks.
Oh yeah. It's never just one.
Never
Crit
just
fail.
one, baby. Ooh, crit fail.
Yeah.
18.
18,
That's a 14 for me.
14,
17.
17. Okay, so as you are all in the water right now, you, Thar'dia, JD, and Lee, you all notice that there is a second croc coming, and it's coming at full speed. It's coming right at JD. So it's not going to get a surprise attack on JD, but it is going to make its attack. And that is going to be a 6 to hit. JD?
No.
No, okay. I didn't think it did. I was just making
Oh,
sure.
I'm
So-
sorry.
No,
No,
you're good. So the croc comes up, and you just noticed it too quickly. You were already in your fight mode. You had you were already aware of your surroundings. Croc comes up and takes a snap, and it hits nothing but air. So with that, I'm gonna have him go ahead and roll initiative coming in. Ooh, that's not good.
Max is up on the ridge, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm chilling.
And so with that, we're gonna go back to the top of the round. Or no, excuse me. We're now to JD's turn. So JD, you have this croc, this new croc that just came straight in front of your face, and you're now faced with his toothy maw. What are you gonna do?
I am going to cast Sacred Flame on him.
Okay. So go ahead and excuse me. I think he has to make a Wisdom saving throw or a Dex saving throw.
Dex saving throw.
Okay. And what's your DC? 13, correct? Spell save.
Yes.
9. He does not succeed. So go ahead and roll damage for that.
1d8. Alright. Ooh, 3.
Okay. Now, does it say plus spellcasting modifier? 1d8 plus spellcasting modifier, or is there just 1d8?
No, it's just 1d8.
Okay, cool. So you do 3 damage to this. So as you see this croc coming for you, you nimbly slide out of the way as it takes its bite. In retaliation to the attack it just made against you, you're going to bring down a torrent of holy flame on top of it, doing 3 damage. It hurts the croc a little bit, but he seems just a little bit more annoyed than actually injured. Okay, and with that, it is going to go back to the top of the round, and Max, you are up. What are you doing, bud?
I'm going to shoot another arrow at
Okay.
the still living crocodile.
Nice. Okay, so go ahead and you draw back your bow and you try to find a keen sight as to where you'd want to hit for the vitals. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
18.
18 definitely hits. And go ahead and give me some damage on that.
7 damage.
7 damage. Okay, with that, you release the arrow, just honed in, trained. You release the arrow and it finds, what you would assume to be vitals. As soon as it hits the side of the crocodile, black, just rich black-red blood starts pouring out and just gushing out of the side of the crocodile, starting to coat the river in a blood red, or the stream at this point. It's a very small river. So you start seeing blood just going down the stream as you're all standing in it, and definitely made a very healthy wound in this croc. So, any bonus action, or is that going to be it for you?
No, that's it.
Okay, so with that, we then come back to Lee, who is jumped down into the chasm at this point.
Yep.
What are you going to go ahead and do?
Let's see. Would it be possible for me in this moment
Yes, sir.
to basically grab onto the rope, pull myself a little bit out of the water, and just run along the wall and drop myself onto this croc?
Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely possible. You can certainly try. You will make an athletics check doing so.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll me an athletics check, and we'll see what you do.
Athletics is 15.
15? Yeah. With that, so you run up, you grab the rope from the side, you run up a little bit, maybe 5 to 10 foot. You start coming sideways along the wall, just super awesome style. The rest of you guys, I'm pretty sure you're pretty impressed with this. Just seeing a monk in his natural habitat. This is what he's built for. And he comes down with that staff once more, and he connects with he's going to go ahead and make his attack roll. So go for it. Worked once,
That
why not
is
try it again?
nat 20.
Natural 20. So with that, you come down with more force than you've ever come down with before. You actually see, you guys would swear you see a little bit of a shockwave come out from the force coming down from the staff.
7 plus 6, so.
And then
15?
double dice damage, then modifiers, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's total?
So 7 plus 6, which I'm blanking on.
15.
13.
15. I thought it was
Was it
15.
13.
13.
I don't know
13.
how to math. 13. 13 damage. Either way. So as you come down with as much force as you've ever brought, you bring this staff right into the head of this croc, and it just shoots straight through, impels the croc's head. You now have a skewered croc on the end of your staff. And you guys have quickly and promptly, I might add, dispatched these crocodiles. And with that, we are going to go switch up some music. 'Cause that's what we do here. We take time to switch music. And now you guys are left. So you now have 2 dead crocodiles sitting at the stream. Max, you're still standing on top of the chasm, about 15 foot up above the rest of the group. The other 3, you 3 are now stuck at the bottom of this 15-foot chasm with 2 dead crocs at your feet. What are you doing? You gonna try to skin some crocs, take any teeth, anything like that, or I'm leaving them here?
Can you guys try to recover my arrows while you're down there?
That's a good idea, definitely.
I'll go look for his arrows.
Okay.
They're inside of the crocodiles.
Yeah, both of them pierce the crocodile, so one will be in the first crocodile that you guys fought, and the next one will be in the second. So,
Can we just retrieve those, or do we need to make a...
I was gonna say, who's gonna get those?
I'm definitely going in for some meat.
Okay, who's gonna get the arrows?
I'll try to.
Okay.
I can't promise anything.
No, that's fine. Go ahead and go up. So you're gonna go up to the first croc that was killed initially. Go ahead and make a strength check to try to pull the arrow out of its hide.
Oh, fuck yeah. I can do that. Oh, baby. Natural 20.
Natural 20. It just slides out like butter. You don't even give it any thought. Perfect arrow, pristine condition, did not break whatsoever. You can go ahead and get this back to Max once you get up to the top of the chasm. You gonna try to do the second one as well? We'll just go ahead and get that out of the way.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so you go over to the second croc, same thing. Give me another strength check.
That will be a 22.
22. Yeah, same thing. Just like butter slides out. However, this one is broken. The tip is fractured. It'll still function as an arrow. However, it might not have as much of an impact as you might like it to have. So Max, once you get both of those, you're gonna on one of those arrows make sure you put broken arrow or not good condition arrow. I don't know which one.
Injured arrow.
Yeah, not the best arrow, but it'll still work in a pinch.
All right.
All right. So JD, you said you're gonna go up and get some meat from the croc.
Yes, sir.
Okay, how much meat are you trying to get?
About a pound.
Okay, just a pound of croc meat.
Yep.
Easy enough. You take out your what do you have? What's your weapon?
It's a mace.
Okay, a mace cannot get you any meat. So do you have anything else? I mean, you can bludgeon some meat out. It might just not.
I
be the
mean,
best
once you
bet.
assume they would also have like a small knife for eating and shit like that.
Small knife wouldn't be that sharp. Anybody else want to assist JD in getting some meat off this?
I just kind of like
I
look
have
down.
a great axe. I don't need much help.
If you cleave like a perfect a V, you can get you a nice chunk of meat out of there.
What if we come back for these crocodiles?
You can definitely do that too.
Yeah,
It's
let's
up
hit
to
them on the
JD.
way.
All right, then. We'll come back.
All right, so you three find your. Oh, what was that, Lee? You got something?
I'm gonna break off, or I guess try. I'm gonna take a tooth
Okay, yeah, easy enough.
off the one that I killed.
Yeah, you walk up. Go ahead and just roll a straight up dexterity check just to see how cleanly you get it out.
Oh, come on. There we go. 9.
9. You get it out, but it definitely has a little bit of a cut off the side of it. So it's not a pristine tooth by any means, but it still looks very nice. So you can mark that in your inventory.
These teeth could be used as arrowheads, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're definitely big enough. These are really big crocodiles. You know, probably every bit of 200 to 300 pounds. So I mean, the teeth on them could easily be used as arrowheads.
All right, I'm just making a note of that. For
Yeah, when you guys come back.
later.
Cool. Sounds good. Okay, so anything else? Because other than that, we now have 3 of our party members stuck in a 15-foot chasm. Looking down left and right, as far as the eye can see, there's no easy way up. The sides are completely slick with mud as you are in a swamp. There is a rope, however. Luckily, Lee tied a rope off before you guys ran into the crocodile. So, how you guys gonna try to make your way up? You're just gonna try to get up the rope?
I vote
Yep.
that the 2 little ones go first.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the plan.
That's a good plan.
I'll brace the rope each time someone's climbing up.
Okay, so Max is sitting there holding at the top as well, trying to make sure, give it a little bit more stability. So who's gonna go first?
I guess Lee will.
Okay, so go ahead and make me an athletics check.
We're looking at 11.
11. Man, it's a hard climb. You've expended so much of your energy taking out both those crocs, and especially with that last blow you dealt. But it's a hard climb. You slip a couple of times, but you do, however, make your way to the top of the chasm. So now we have both Lee and Max at the top, still needing to get JD and Thar'dia out.
Alright, so JD's going next.
Okay, so go ahead and make me an athletics check.
So
Sound good?
I had 2 to that, right? Yeah. 11.
11. Okay, same thing as Lee before. The sides here are so slick with all the mud and rainfall. You lose your footing quite a bit of times, but you do, however, seem to stumble your way up eventually. So now we have all 3 up, and then last, we got the big guy. We got the half-orc, Thar'dia.
So I want to call up for them to like hold the rope as I
Okay,
climb
so-
up.
Okay. So who's
All 3
holding
might
the rope
want to
here?
brace it.
Is everybody grabbing a little bit?
Yeah.
We're all helping out.
Okay. So go ahead, Thar'dia. Go ahead and make an athletics check with advantage since you have all 3 of your party members helping out.
Oh, glad that has advantage. Oh well, fuck me. Okay, 3, 8
8.
with advantage.
You make it about halfway up, but you just lose your footing too much. You're just a little too heavy. You just go sliding straight down. You actually fall straight on your face in the mud. You have to get up and kind of throw some mud off your face, and you're still at the bottom of the pit.
Can I try again?
Yeah, you can definitely try again, man. Go for it.
First time I fucking rolled a 3 and then a 1.
Nice.
Straight up Will Wheaton.
So go ahead and roll it.
Do I have advantage again? Or
Yeah,
no?
you still have advantage because all 3 of them are still holding.
Sweet. Okay, that's better.
Better get all them bad rolls out.
That will be a 19 total.
19. Oh,
Okay, there
so
you
with
go.
this time, you get a little pissed off. You're a little embarrassed that all these guys see you can't climb as well as they can. So you just grab the rope and you just muscle your way up and you just climb that. You make that chasm your bitch. That chasm is done for. Nail in the coffin. So with that, you guys are now. You're gonna gain 250 XP from that fight. So go ahead and mark that down on your XP, top right corner of your first sheet. And that will level you guys up to level 2. So you can go ahead and pull out your second level character sheets if you're using those on the computer or if you have a hard copy. Just make sure you grab that second level character sheet. Give it a little bit of a look over to see what's changed. Health, obviously, hit dice, any new spells you might have acquired. Also look on the far hand right side, especially Hoff. Far right hand side of the first page, right under your ideals, bonds, and flaws, where your dark vision is, you now have a new ability called Channel Divinity. And it has 2 different things. It has Turn Undead and Preserve Life. So you can read through both of those and see how those work. And those are just other actions you'll be able to do as you guys come into combat and stuff.
So do we mark the XP on this new sheet as well?
Yeah,
Is it like ongoing?
Yeah, it's ongoing. It keeps adding up. So however much XP you had, it goes over to the next sheet.
I'm marking it down where I'm keeping my inventory.
Okay, yeah,
since
that's
it's
fine.
a separate piece.
Yeah, no,
I feel like that'll... So you don't have to keep transferring it.
Right.
yeah, I mean, as long as it works for you, as long as you can keep up with it, that's fine. Because we will be doing some individual XP as well for like good RP and stuff like that. Just weird circumstances. So just keep up with your own XP and you're fine with it, however you want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 dead crocs, and also just because this is how I did it in my head when I originally made this story, how I considered level up was essentially like leveling up in other RPGs or WoW and in particular. When you level up, you gain all your hit points back that were lost, and you gain all spell slots that were expended. So everyone is fresh, level 2, new start, and so every time you level up, you'll get all your spell slots back as well as all your health back. So go ahead and make sure your current health is totaled, and you have all your spell slots back for use.
Cool.
All right, just let me know when everybody's ready, and we will continue on.
Good to go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yep. Me too.
JD, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, we are going to switch up here. Give me one good second.
Holy shit, we found a tavern in the middle of the swamp.
Aha!
Oh, hold on. My bad, I picked the wrong thing. Boom, no tavern for you.
I don't think we can
Anyway.
trust that tavern, though, to be fair. I would not trust a swamp tavern.
Do not trust swamp
Never
taverns.
trust swamp taverns.
Okay. So you guys just finished killing the crocs, and I'm assuming you're continuing forward through the swamp trying to locate this supposed witch's hut.
Yes.
Okay. So, as all of you press on, you all think back to your last encounter with the crocs, feeling lucky to have at least walked away alive. As you continue deeper and deeper into the swamp, you begin to see some lightning bugs just in the distance. At first, it's just 1 or 2 bugs glowing in the night sky, and then you can see that there's, quite a bit of them, hundreds actually, dotting all around this mossy forest. At one point, all of them seemingly turn off their lights all at once. All the lights just fade away. However, there's one light that's still static. Doesn't seem to be moving. And as you guys continue to press on further and further towards this light source, you notice that it gets brighter and brighter until you can clearly see that it's not actually a bug. It's a rundown wooden house with candlelight that's glowing through the windows. What are you guys doing?
I don't like that the bugs are off.
Yeah, it's probably
does
not
it
the best
have any
thing ever.
windows?
Yeah, so I mean, as you guys get close enough to see details about this house, you can see the house itself isn't actually sitting on the ground. It's lifted up on a platform, maybe 3 or 4 foot above the swampy floor. Logs wrap all the way around the platform itself, encasing it all the way to the ground. The house is made from logs and mud, and in this condition, it would suggest abandonment if not for the lights that were coming from inside. There's a fire pit right in front of the house, and it seems to be on the only piece of dry land that's around here. There's no embers or smoke coming from the pit at all, and as you were asking, Max, you do see one window with candlelight coming through it.
Okay. So,
Well-
what if we tried to lure whatever is in there out here?
I could go see what's in there. I can move silently.
We have stealthy monk.
Yeah, I mean, this is just up to you guys, however you want to handle the situation, so talk about it amongst yourselves and figure out what you want to do as a party.
Are there any, trees or anything nearby that are big enough to hide behind?
Yeah, definitely. This is a very old swamp. There's multiple trees all around. There's bushes, there's shrubs, there's very thick trees as well as some very small trees as well. There's a plethora of different vegetation in this forest, so you could easily find one to hide behind.
I want to check around and see if I see any fresh footprints besides ours.
Okay, so go ahead and check around, make an investigation check.
I don't see shit.
Okay, so as you look around on the ground, the ground's just so muddy, it rains here constantly to keep the swamp at the same viscosity of the mud, so any footprints that would have been here seem to have washed away at this point.
Gotta keep that swamp swampy.
That's right. Anybody else doing anything?
Let me try to sneak my way up to that window to see what's inside.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a stealth check. What are you other three doing as he's stealthing up to this window?
Looking at 20 total.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna get prepared with an arrow knocked and just kind of hide behind a tree halfway.
Okay, so you find a tree clear enough to where you can see the hut easily enough. to where you would also have line of sight of Lee as he approached the house. So JD and Thodak, what are you guys doing?
I'm behind a bush to the left of him.
Okay, so you're just in a bush, just kind of sitting there looking. Either one of you want to roll stealth checks?
Yeah, I mean, as best as a half-orc barbarian can do.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a stealth check for me. And Hoff, JD, if you're wanting to roll a stealth check, you would have disadvantage on that stealth check because of your armor.
I rolled a 22.
Okay, wow, well, big stealthy barb.
He is one with nature.
So JD, the disadvantage is obviously roll 2 and take the lowest number. Roll 2 d20s, take the lowest.
And I was hoping it was just take the first.
Oh no, wait, hold on. Actually, no. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, 15.
15. Okay, that's actually pretty good for disadvantage, man. And Max,
I had a
are you gonna
19.
Nice. Max, are you going to be making a stealth check as well, or?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
19.
19. Good to know. All right.
And I also want to take out one of my javelins and just have it in my hand ready.
Okay, one of your javelins, cool. So you reach over your shoulder and grab out one of your javelins, have it ready in the hand to throw if need be. Good on that. So readied. JD, are you gonna ready anything? Are you gonna ready your weapons or?
Nope. I'm just back there chilling in the bush.
Okay, you're just looking. Cool.
Yep.
So at this point, Lee, you said you were wanting to walk up and do what?
I'm gonna peek in through the window, see what's going on in there.
Okay, so as you make your way up to the house, I mean, just the smell of old mud and just swamp nastiness, just floods your senses. But you make your way up, and you would have to make a little bit of a climb because it does sit up on a platform about 3.5 to 4 foot above, and the window is just above your reach, or just above your field of view. So if you want to, you can climb up on the platform a little bit and just peer into the window.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check. It's not very hard, so don't have to roll.
7?
7? Okay, so as you go to start climbing up this platform to peer into the window, you get up to where you just start to peer in, and then one of the platforms that your left foot is on actually snaps. A big resounding crack. And you kind of fall back down under the windowsill.
Shit.
Do we hear this where we are?
Yes, all three of you definitely hear the crack. You all do have visual on him, so you do know what happened. You know it's not any kind of threat or anything like that. It's just that some wood he was climbing on did crack and break.
I'm going to aim at the window and wait to see if someone comes to it.
Okay. So you take knock and you're sitting there, you're just waiting, watching that window to see if there's any kind of visual of any movement inside this hut. You wait for probably 10, 15, 20 seconds. So you don't seem to see anybody pass by the window.
I guess at this point, the jig is up, so I'm just gonna drop down and not try to be stealthy anymore and just go and knock on the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna start making my way up
I'm
towards
still
them.
gonna try to be stealthy.
Okay,
and
I was
hide
gonna say.
in
So
back.
you three, you see him fall off this platform. He kind of, shit, that sucks. And so he just starts walking up the stairs, not a care in the world. And are you actually gonna knock on the door there, Lee?
Yeah.
All right. So JD, are you staying back, or are you walking up with Thodak?
JD
Max is staying back. All right. So Max and JD are staying back, hiding in behind a bush and a tree, and Thodak, you're making your way up towards Lee as well. So Lee, you go up. You walk up the stairs. It's probably 4 or 5 stairs to get up. They're pretty hefty stairs, pretty tall. But you do make your way up them, no problem. And you go and you give a doof, doof, doof on the door. 5, 10, 15 seconds roll around. Doesn't seem to be anybody home.
I'm gonna try the doorknob.
Okay, so you go ahead and you try to jiggle the doorknob, see if it's unlocked. And as you turn the doorknob, the door just opens freely.
All right.
Can I see
Looking.
anything from where I am?
You still see no movement from the window. You do see a little bit of a light start shining on Lee's face as well, as there is a little bit of light coming from the house. So Lee's a little bit less obscured than he was before, but you still see no movement from the window.
Okay.
Without stepping inside, I'm just gonna call in. Hello.
Okay. So you call in, you see if there's any presence in the house. House seems to be pretty much dead quiet. No signs of life that you can at least ascertain at this moment.
All right, just like turn around, just like nobody's home.
Okay, so you relay that to Thar'dia, as Thar'dia has now made his way up to you as well. You guys gonna go in by yourselves, or are you relaying this information to your party? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna motion for them to come up and join us.
Okay, so both JD and Max, you both see Thar'dia start motioning for you guys to move forward. What are you doing?
I'll keep my arrow knocked, but I'll move forward.
Okay. JD, what are you doing?
I'll go forward.
All right, so JD starts walking forward as well. So you two make your way up to Thar'dia and Lee as well. You're all now right there at the bottom of the stairs. Who's going in first?
Okay, I will.
All right, so Thar'dia starts pushing aside, pushing you guys out of the way. And Thar'dia, as you make your way inside the house, you take a look around. It seems pretty small, pretty cozy enough. Even though it's out here in the swamp, it seems a little bit preserved. It's not the most pleasant place to live, but it's not as bad as it looks from the outside either. There are herbs hanging from the ceiling, pots and pans on a few different counters. There's a table with only one chair, and on the table sits a candle.
Do I see anything witchy?
Define witchy.
Cauldrons or any signs of missing children or anything like that?
Go ahead and make me an investigation check for anything witchy.
That is a 15.
15. You do notice in the farmost corner above a fireplace, there is what seems to be one of the witch's dolls looking down on the home.
Of course there is.
And so, are you three moving in at this time as well? That Thar'dia has already gone.
I'm going to stay outside and stand on the stairs and like basically look out.
Okay. So you stay outside. You keep a watch out. What are you other three doing inside the house?
I'm going to, as I walk past Lee, say, we're going to have to talk about you opening that, knocking on that door later. I feel like that's become my thing.
You're still in his thunder.
You hit. I knocked.
All right, then I'll go inside.
Okay. And JD, you making your way inside as well?
Yeah, I'm looking at the herbs that are hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few different types of herbs here. You definitely see some silk poppy hanging up there. There's a few herbs that you're not familiar with that seem to be maybe even native to this swamp alone, or at least that you've seen in your travels. But I mean, there's definitely a few different types of herbs hanging from the ceiling.
How far away is the witch's child thing?
This house is pretty small. It's probably only, I don't know, it's a decent sized house. It's maybe 40 foot away or so, right over the fireplace.
Okay, so it's like within my reach if I were standing in front of the fireplace?
Yeah, if you were standing in front of the fireplace, it's not but about maybe 2 foot above that, and you could easily reach it.
I'm going to put my short bow on my back and put my arrow away and grab out my rapier, and I'm just going to poke the child and pick it up with my sword and deposit it into the fireplace.
Okay, so easy enough done. You grab your rapier, you poke the witch's doll, you kind of snag under one of the loose twigs, and you just gently move it down and set it into the fireplace.
Those things are creepy.
And there is a little bit of a fire in the fireplace right now. It's not high burning whatsoever. Seems to have been burnt down for at least a couple hours, but there still are some flames and embers in the fireplace.
Are there any like freshly eaten meals or anything that would indicate how long the resident has been gone?
There's no freshly eaten meals. There is like a leg of what seems to be some sort of venison or other type of mammal laying on one of the counters, just straight cut through. It looks like there's been some meat carved off of it, but you can't really tell how recently the meat has been carved. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and make a survival check. Make a survival check to see if you can ascertain how long ago this was actually carved.
That will be a 12.
12. Looking at it, you do see that where it was carved, some of the juices have dried up, so it is a little dry. So you would assume this meat to have been cut with at least within the last 6 to 8 hours. But that's about all you can get from that. Anything else? Anybody rifling through drawers or looking around?
I don't like this, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my great axe and rage if I can.
Okay.
What?
Rage already.
I feel very threatened.
So Thodax he's getting the creeps, and he doesn't like this house, so he grabs a great axe, he pulls it out, and he goes into a rage.
What are you raging on?
I don't like this, man. I'm getting fucking creeped out. We're in the middle of a swamp. Probably gonna get raped or something. I don't like it.
Okay.
The resident will return.
Yeah. And Lee,
What
go
if
ahead.
we all get inside and close the door and wait for them?
Maybe a trap.
Are we bandits?
No. But they still
Perhaps we should
children.
wait outside.
But then we lose the element of surprise.
I think we might have lost that whenever the wood broke.
True story.
But no one's
Well,
here.
yeah, no one was here when the wood broke.
Right, but we heard it like really far away from the cabin. So
Well, I mean, you don't know how far away this resident is. They could be 5 seconds away. They could be 10 miles away. You don't know.
we're right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if anyone is near, they probably heard that.
But
We do
they
not know
might
this is
just
the
think
witch.
that we left if we just close the door and get inside.
True.
We don't know this is the witch.
That's true. I mean, this very well could be just like a farmer. or something living out there.
Is there any sort of hunting equipment in here that was used for the deer?
You don't currently see any hunting equipment. You do see what looks to be like maybe just some really crude blacksmith tools to possibly make either arrows or blades or something like that to probably use for hunting. But you don't actually see any bows, arrows, or blades or anything like that in the house currently, no.
Okay.
Can I roll to see if there's anything supernatural in the house?
Yeah, go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
Ah, 6.
6, you don't get any kind of presence of any kind of arcane magics or supernatural. Actually, hold on, I said that wrong. That should be a religion check. Supernatural would be religion, so go ahead and make me a religion check instead.
Ooh, 16.
16, you don't sense anything inside the house, but you do very faintly, far off, get a hint of something that could be supernatural. But it's
Okay.
not. It's nowhere in your immediate vicinity. There's nothing to do with this house that would be supernatural.
It's got to be said.
I was about to say,
Sorry,
as you
go
guys know, this is a swamp. I mean, honestly, it could be anything that's outside of the normal realm, but it's decently far away.
It's got to be said. This music is fucking perfect for this.
Oh yeah.
Took a while picking it out.
So should we wait for whoever lives here? Or should
Do you
we
think we-
move on and see maybe this isn't the witch's cabin?
I say we move on.
I will say real quick, you did notice that there was a witch's doll in the house, inside the house.
Yeah, that's
Thodak got it, and you put it in the fire. So I don't know how your characters would assume that, but just some information.
I mean, I feel like we should at least wait and talk to the person who lives here and see what they have to say, or see if they know where this Astrid Monroe lives. or lived.
Agreed.
But should we wait with the chance to surprise them? Or should we wait outside for them?
Are we bandits?
I mean, yeah, we have no
It's
reason to
bandit
assume that
stuff
this is
again.
a witch.
Well, they had a doll.
The dolls populate the forest.
Yeah, but
Much
this
like
one
wild
was
animals
inside
do.
the house.
You carried one for a little bit.
No, I didn't. I have a normal doll that belongs
And
to
then
the
you got
little
scared
girl
by
that
a
was
raven.
lost.
Yeah, he threw it on the ground promptly as the raven flew down. So he didn't carry it
Yep.
too long.
I am not
However, I
about
think I actually still do have the doll. I believe. I do.
the
There you
creepy
go.
doll.
He's Thodax got a witch's doll.
I have it in my pocket.
What if they're tracking us with that and they know we're here?
Then we've already lost the element of surprise.
That's it.
You
Fine,
guys did
let's
roll.
wait outside.
I was gonna say you did roll an Arcana check on that doll that Thodak has, and you found no magical properties on it whatsoever. So you would assume that this doll would have no way to track you.
Wait, can I look at that doll again?
Which one, the one in the fireplace? Or the one...
No,
Thodak
I'm
has?
going to ask Thar'dia if I can look at the doll again.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask him.
Yeah, I hand it right over to him.
All right,
Okay.
I'm gonna throw it in the fireplace.
Oh, you bastard!
Okay, so you probably take it, you say a thanks to Thar'dia, and you just pitch it over into the fireplace. Thar'dia, you see the doll just instantly start going up into flame as it was dry wood.
I am not about those things.
A single tear drips down my cheek.
Okay. Thar'dia is not pleased.
Friend.
I'll give him a broken arrow.
Oh, that
Here,
gets
you
a piece.
have this. It was in the crocodile.
Alright, so what are you guys doing? Are you waiting inside the house? Are you waiting outside the house? Or a few of you waiting inside, outside? How are you doing it?
I personally want to move outside with Lee and wait with him.
Okay.
Yeah. You said that there was a fire pit, right?
Yes, there's a fire pit. It's probably 15 to 20 foot right off the... Like, if you go straight down the steps right out in front of the house, 15 to 20 foot, and it's actually a little bit of raised ground, and it seems to be the only dry ground around here.
Okay. Does it have, like, places to sit around it at all, or...?
Yeah,
Is
there's
it
a
just
few...
a fire?
No, there's a few stumps and stuff rolled around over onto the fire pit that you could sit on.
Okay. Basically, my plan is just to, like, spark up a fire and sit there and wait.
Okay, so you make your way over to the fire pit with the intention of starting a fire. So go ahead and make me a. There are some dried sticks and stuff around. They are a little wet just because it is a swamp, but the dry stuff you can find is laying around pretty close. So go ahead and make me a survival check to start a campfire.
We are looking at 12.
12. The wood's just a little bit too damp for you to get it started with anything that. If you actually have an open flame, you could probably get it started. But if you're just trying to kind of...
I do have flint and steel.
If you got a flint and steel, okay, then I'm going to say a 12 will definitely work. You get you some sparks going, you build you a little kindling bed, and you start seeing a little bit of flames and smoke coming up. And it does start to grow as you continue to add twigs on it. And you, at some point, get you a decent fire made.
Are there any witches' children on the branches surrounding this place?
Go ahead and roll for an investigation check, and
Alright.
we'll see.
I got a 7.
7. Looking up, the darkness just seems to cloak anything in the trees that you would assume to be one of the dolls, and you don't see anything at the moment.
Damn it.
Is there like
That's
any
good
place to
kindling.
hide around outside that's close to the fire pit? Close to where we're going to be gathering?
Yeah, I mean, there's multiple trees and stuff that you could get behind and hide at.
I want to mention this to Max.
Okay.
And
So
suggest
you're
that he
talking
may-
maybe still having a little bit of an element of surprise if somebody comes up and it's gonna be a fight.
Right, yeah. Just in case shit pops off.
Okay, so you mentioned that
Oh.
over to Max.
Alright, so I'm going to try to climb one of the trees to get up into
Okay, yeah, these have a lot of low-hanging branches, and they all seem to be pretty easy to climb. So go ahead and make me an athletics check.
Alright.
How high do you want to get up in this tree?
High enough that that like my bow isn't going to be imposing disadvantage from range if I shoot around the campfire.
Okay, so maybe like 25 foot up or so, something around
Yeah.
there. Okay, that's fine.
And my check was a athletics 19.
19, yeah. With ease, you find the right branches. Nothing seems to break on your snap. You find what seems to be a stable branch for your weight, and you're currently perched up about 25 foot, looking down at about a 45-degree angle on this fire pit, maybe 15 foot away from the fire pit. So you're about 15 foot away, 25 foot up at a 45-degree angle looking over the fire pit where Lee and Thar'dia are currently at.
All right.
JD, where are you at? Are you by the fire pit with Thar'dia and Lee?
I am by the fire pit, but I am cooking my 1 pound of meat that we got from
From the weasels.
the weasels.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, so you go ahead and you start cooking up some meat. We're gonna say maybe 10 minutes pass or so, and you're sitting there cooking this weasel meat. Go ahead, JD, and roll me a performance check, just to see if you burn the meat or not.
18.
18, yeah, this is grade A weasel meat, cooked perfectly, still moist, still juicy. You know how to make a mean casserole, and what a casserole starts with is some really good meat, and you definitely got that. So You have how much of the measle wheat did you cook up?
I had a pound of it, so I made a pound for everyone.
You or no? Oh, you mean a pound so everyone could eat?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
So you cooked up your pound of weasel meat. So go ahead and mark that off. And any of you guys want some weasel meat? And,
Do we get inspiration from the weasel meat?
No, there would not be any inspiration. And I mean, weasel would be a fairly common meal around these parts. So a few of you have probably already eaten it before. It's not some really weird thing that people don't normally eat. So it wouldn't be an outlandish thing to ask if you guys wanted some.
Yeah, I'll accept some weasel meat. Yeah.
All right. So all you start eating up. Do you throw any up to Max? Max, do you want any up in the tree?
I am going to take the rope that I currently have on my pack, tie it around the hilt of my rapier, and lower it down and say, just skewer some with it.
Okay, so JD, you gonna go up and skewer some meat on his rapier?
Absolutely.
Okay, so JD gives you a nice healthy portion, probably about a quarter pound of weasel meat, about your quarter of the pound, and you freely pull it back up, and you now have skewered weasel meat on your rapier, and you're just gonna sit there and munch down.
Yep, I'll eat it off of my rapier.
Okay. So is anybody else doing anything, or are you guys just gonna sit around this fire waiting for whoever the resident is to return?
Lee is going to basically just meditate, waiting.
Okay, so you're just gonna sit there and meditate?
Yeah.
Anybody else doing anything else, or we're good to go?
I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting there eating my meat and waiting.
Okay.
And as soon as I see someone, I'm going to sheath my rapier and pull my short bow back out.
Okay, and Max, since you have the best perspective on the surrounding area, go ahead and roll me a perception check with advantage, because you are so high up and you can see so much of the swamp from here.
All right, the second one was a natural 20. Funny.
Natural 20.
Nice.
All right, so
24.
24 sounds good. So you're sitting up. You finish pretty much all of your weasel meat, and everyone's just sitting around the fire. Might be chit chatting or just sitting there contemplating in their own mind. And you notice maybe 200, 300 foot out, you see a silhouette start to come through the forest, walking in your direction.
All right, I'm going to try to stay hidden, but I'm going to kind of whistle lowly to the other guys.
Okay, you three go ahead and make a perception check to see if you hear the whistle, since he is trying to be as quiet as possible with it.
Perception
8. I'm meditating, man. I ain't paying
There you are.
attention.
That's a 14 for me.
And a 16 for me.
Okay, so both JD and Thar'dia, you hear a slight coming from right behind you. You look up and you notice Max is sitting up there. He's gesturing out with his finger. Obviously, you guys get the notion that he's trying to tell you that somebody is coming. So both of you guys know that. Lee is still in meditation. He has not realized what is happening.
Thar'dia thinking that he's just asleep on his log. I'm going to reach over and I'm going to shove him a little.
All right, so he's just gonna give you a little shove on the shoulder,
It's
just
just
to
like,
wake
yeah.
you up.
Just like open my eyes and be like, yes.
I say be alert. I
Okay.
think Max saw something.
All right, so
I'll
you're
put
now
my
in full
sword
swing.
away and get my short bow out.
Okay, so you're gonna knock your short bow and you're getting ready. So you see this figure slowly move through the woods, moving past trees and stuff. It does seem to be a humanoid figure walking on two legs. It gets a little bit closer. It's probably about 150 feet now, and you're starting to be able to, notice some long hair coming off the sides, draping down over the shoulders. That's about as much as you can get from this distance. She's about 150 foot out now, and you can see it's an individual on 2 feet with long hair.
Can the rest of us see her or only Max?
Only Max can see her now.
Okay,
Anything
I'm
else?
just going to continue to kind of like throw gestures back at them to like kind of keep track of where she is so they know the general area.
Okay, yeah, that works easy enough. So as you all are now aware of the situation, you can see that Max is pointing in different directions as the figure's making their way through the forest or through the swamp coming your direction. About 50 foot out now, you can see all of you now coming through some bushes and some undergrowth. You can see you can see a very beautiful woman making her way towards you. She's human. She has long black hair and she's wearing some common clothes. Currently, she has a rope tied around 2 dead raccoons slung over her back. And as she makes her way up in front, she stops looking at the ground. She looks up and she notices all 4 of you sitting in front of what you would assume to be her house. She drops the raccoons on the ground and she gives out a high-pitched shriek. And she says, "Who are you?" And she pulls out a small dagger from her wayside.
Do
Not
I
worried.
need to roll a stealth check to stay hidden in the tree?
Yeah, go ahead and make me another stealth check, actually.
All right, that is 6.
6. Okay, so, I mean, as far as you know, you are hidden.
Okay.
So
Lee will
she's asking who you guys are, and she did pull a small dagger from her side, and she dropped the 2 dead raccoons that were tied around the rope on the ground beside her. She's probably about 30 feet away from you guys right now.
Lee isn't going to stand up. He's gonna stay seated on the log and just be like, "Don't worry, we are not bandits."
Okay. Anybody else saying anything?
I'm just looking at Thar'dia and waiting for his decision.
I just speak up and say, we're just using your fire pit to cook up some weasel. Would you like to join us?
And she says, "No, I don't want to join anything. Please leave. Please leave my house."
So we explain to her why we're there.
Okay, so you tell her about the missing children?
Yep.
What all do you tell her?
We tell her that we're looking into the case of the 3 missing children. We tell her we've been sent by the king. Or not the king. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Keep her.
Yeah.
Do you mention anything about a witch, or are you leaving that part out?
At the moment, I leave it out.
Okay. So, you go ahead and you mention all this to her, and she says, she's like, "Well, I don't know anything about any missing children, but I suppose if there's children missing, I can give you all the time of day. I wouldn't want anybody to be hurt on my accord of not allowing you to at least ask your questions." And with this, she starts to get a little bit more comfortable with your group. She starts inching her way a little bit more forward. She's probably 10 or 15 foot. She's still making a very wide berth around you guys, but she starts to go up her stairs, towards her house. Before this, she did definitely pick up her dead raccoons, slung them back over her shoulder, and she starts making her way up, and she says, "Well, you can stay for a while, but just come on in and we'll talk about these children." And so she starts gesturing for you guys to go inside the house.
I ask her if she would like help with her raccoons.
She says, "No, thank you. I can handle them myself." Just still really pulled back, really guarded, especially with this giant half-orc in the middle of the swamp, middle of nowhere, no people around for a couple of miles. So she's still very wary of all of you right now. And so she makes her way in, and she kind of never really turns her back towards all of you. She definitely enters the house first, but she always kind of just has a little bit of a tilt to her shoulder, just making sure no one's really trying to come from behind and attack her. And she still definitely has that dagger drawn. That dagger is ready to go, ready to do some damage.
I'll jump down out of the tree now. Or climb down, I guess.
Okay. And as you come down, she, gives a little startled yell, and she didn't actually see you up there, and says, "Oh, I didn't know that you had another with you. I guess that's okay.
He likes to hide.
Come on in." I can see that he does it very well. She rolled a natural 1 on her perception, just FYI.
Nice.
So you're fucking 3 on stealth. Got over her natural 1.
He also really likes to knock on doors, so if you have any doors that need knocking, he'll be glad to do that for you.
I'm just gonna knock on the door as I pass.
She's definitely getting a creepy vibe from all four of you. She's not liking it. So at this point, she enters the house, but she begins to walk backwards slowly with the dagger still at her waist and in her hand, but not in a more of a threatening manner. But she's definitely keeping an eye on all of you. So are you all going to enter the house with her, or is anybody staying outside or anything?
I will technically enter the house, but
Okay.
as always, stand in the door.
In Lee's fashion, you will stand right at the door frame and not an inch further.
Are you closing the door behind you or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go ahead and you close the door behind you. You know, locks. Or it doesn't lock, but it closes very nicely. So
Latches.
she says, well, what are these missing children? What information do you seek from me? I doubt any children have come this far into the swamp.
Are you the only one that lives here?
In this house, yes. In the swamp, I'm not sure. I stick mainly around my area. I don't venture out further. I don't have a lot of dealings with anybody else in the city of Valenwood or anything like that. As far as this house, yes, I'm the only one that lives here.
What's your name?
My name is Carmela Monroe. My mother left me this house when she passed. I don't know anything of any missing children, but I'm happy to help with any information you seek.
And what was your mother's name?
My mother's name was Astrid.
Now, just per chance, would you happen to be able to tell me where she's buried?
My mother was cremated when she died. She was cremated by the Watchers.
Okay. I'm going to stand by the window
Okay.
so that I can look outside.
All right,
And
so
I'm
you're just keeping
going
it.
Yeah, I'm gonna sling my bow on my back again, but I'm going to keep my hand on my dagger.
Okay. So you sling your bow over your back, keeping just maybe out of the corner of your eye, just kind of watching that window, making sure no one else seems to be making their way up into this house. So she's willing for any questions that you guys might have. Said that her mother was Astrid, and she left this house to her when her mother passed, and now she's the only person that lives here.
Has there been any strange happenings around here lately? Like specifically in the swamp?
I wouldn't say there was any strange things that I could think of. It seems to be the normal day by day here. I mean, there's noises of different beasts of burden that come through the swamp, but that's with every day. Nothing has seemed out of the ordinary. No.
Do you control the bugs? The ones that light up?
The bugs? No, I don't. I don't control bugs. I'm just a woman. I'm a simple woman.
Do you know anything of any witches? One of the fathers mentioned that it might be some lead to look into for the missing children.
She kind of, at this point, gets a little annoyed with the questioning. Semi rolls her eyes, but not as obvious as that might be. She says, yes, I've definitely heard of the witch. My mother was accused of being a witch when I was a girl, and she taught me not to trust anybody because of this. Everyone always called her a witch, and she, it was never true. She was not a witch. She was nothing but a simple woman who lived out in the swamp.
You aren't
So
on
you
the
live-
census.
On the census, or you're talking about from the book?
Yeah. He just Lee just kind of blurts it out.
Okay, that's fine. And she looks over you and she says, "What census are you talking about?"
There was a book in the library. It was a census.
For Valenwood?
Yes.
Says, well, we don't ever really go to Valenwood. My mother told me to stay away from there because all the people were evil and the Watchers killed my father for no reason. So, I mean, we never went to Valenwood, so I guess I'm not on their records.
But yet your mother and father were, and it detailed them dying as well. But it mentioned nothing of any other children.
Well, my mother was pregnant with me when my father died. He died from the Watcher's hand, being accused of wrongfully killing her other child, which I never knew. And she was pregnant with me when they killed him. I'd never even met my father, so As far as my mother's death, the Watchers they came out and had a cremation ceremony for her, but I hid in the back in the woods because I did not trust them, as my mother told me not to.
And how old are you?
I'm 36.
Can I do like a history check to see if that checks out with what I know about the person?
No, it doesn't.
Go ahead and go ahead and make a. Would it be history or insight? Are you trying to ascertain from the book, or are you trying to?
Yeah, I'm trying to like remember if that would make sense from the dates in the book.
Okay, so you go ahead and make a history check for me.
All right, 16.
16. Yeah, with that, with what it says in the book, it definitely does not match up with what she's telling you.
Yeah,
So you
because Astrid died 80 years ago,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
Max, with that history check, you had that information to yourself right now. You can choose to let that be known, hold that in the back. Lee, if you're wondering about that as well, go ahead and make a history check. It's really simple. You've recently read the book, so
Well,
make a
I
history check to
listened
make
to
sure.
them read the book.
Yeah, you didn't read anything, correct?
It's just 13.
13, yeah, good enough. You remember as well. The book definitely detailed that 80 years ago, Astrid Monroe died.
I'm going to grab my dagger a little bit tighter.
Okay, go for it. You saying anything to her, or are you gonna either one of you gonna bring this information up?
If Thar'dia is near Lee, he'll just like tap him with his staff and shake his head, just like.
Okay, so you're trying to give Thar'dia a symbol like, hey man, she's lying or something like that. And so,
pretty much.
go ahead, Max.
I'm going to say, how long have you been 36?
It's my birthday a couple months from now, but I mean, I guess 10 months.
And I mean,
You
at
make an
this
insight
point,
check. I mean,
Yeah,
At
like
this
I'm wondering
point-
why nobody's trying to do insight.
Yeah, I'll go for insight on that.
and at this point, do I recall that the book was incorrect with
That's
her
8.
count as well?
8. From what you tell Max, she's telling the truth. Yeah, you would go ahead and recall it as well, Thar'dia.
Yeah, I guess I'll try insight as well. There's like
Okay.
7. So
7. From what you can tell, she's telling the truth.
I want to bring it up. I just want to say that doesn't match up with what we've read. It says that the book said that your mother died over 80 years.
Okay. So as you bring this up to her, she gets a little bit more stern in her look. Not as much annoyed now, just as much of a how dare you kind of thing. She says, I don't care what your book told you. Not everything you read is true. You know, my mother died and she was pregnant with me, or excuse me, my father died when she was pregnant with me, but, you know, the Valenwood, we didn't have anything to do with Valenwood, so their records could be wrong. I mean, I don't know what else you want from me. What other information do you need to leave my house? And so now she's definitely annoyed with you, and in the line of questioning, she feels like she's being interrogated as a person that's guilty of something.
the Watchers killed 2 parents. I figure that their account would be accurate in time, at least.
No, the Watchers killed my father. My mother died of her old age.
Right.
80 years ago.
No, that's incorrect. She died. I don't know a good time frame. I don't have this down. She died 40 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And yet you are 36.
Yes.
So can I do an insight check?
Go ahead. And so with this, Carmela starts making her way over towards one of the pots that's on the counter and starts mixing up some herbs and making a tea for herself, and she begins to drink it.
I got a natural 20.
Natural 20?
Plus 3, so it'd be 20.
Yeah, so 23. Yeah, she's lying out of her teeth. Now, you have that information. Your character has that information, JD. So you can do with that what you want. You can call her on it. you can maybe tell your other party members, or you can hold that back reserved for yourself. But from what you know, reading body language, and you're very confident in this, she's lying out of her teeth. Not a word she said has been true.
Okay. So.
What direction does the door open?
Door opens out.
Opens out?
Yep.
And is anybody outside still, or are we all inside?
No, everybody's inside, and Max has been keeping a watch on the window, and he has not seen anybody else come up towards the house.
Okay, so I walk over to the window to Max, and I tell Max what I found out.
All right, so you tell him that you're 100% she's lying, man.
Yep.
She's lying. And so at this point, she's getting very annoyed as well. And she's like, look, if you don't have any other questions or any other thing that I can get for you, please leave my house. You're coming into my house. It's not legal by even Valenwood standards. So if you don't have any other business here, please leave.
I believe I am going to attempt to cast my new spell on her.
Okay, and what is that?
Sleep.
Okay. So go ahead and try to cast that on her.
Alright, so...
It's just got
sleep
really rapey.
Yeah. Sleep is, it sends creatures into a magical slumber. I roll 5d8, and that is how many hit points of creatures the spell can affect.
There's a save against it, right?
Yeah, what's the save?
It's not a save against it. If the creature has less hit points than the number that I roll, then they fall asleep.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your dice and give me what that number is.
Okay. So 5. $18.
As you mutter this spell under your breath, so no one's to hear it, you move your hands and do the symbol for the spell, and nothing seems to happen.
Wait, you rolled
Alright.
18 with 5d8?
Yeah.
That means she has more than 18 hit points. So I mean, I don't know what you want to do with that information, but she has more than 18 hit points.
Does she know that I tried to cast a spell on her?
No, she doesn't seem to give any indication that she knows that you did anything. At least what you can see from her.
Okay. Damn, I don't know what to do now.
I'm going to walk over to. Well, I'm standing right next to him, so I'm going to whisper to Lee that I think that we should leave and just keep a watch on the house and see what happens.
Okay, so you get that information, Lee?
Yeah, just like nod.
So what are you guys doing? You gonna ask any more questions? She is very annoyed at this point, and she's already asking all of you to leave her house.
Yep, so
Apologies
I'm
for bothering you. And just like, Lee will just straight turn around and walk out.
Can I do an Arcana check on the smell of the tea as I'm leaving? To see if it's magic tea?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and roll me an
Alright.
Arcana check.
Crit fail.
Yeah, nope. Smells like normal tea.
This is tea, yes.
Yep, this is definitely some tea.
Your
So
tea
anything else,
smells
or-
wonderful.
Thank you. Now please leave. So anything else, or you guys just making your way outside?
I'm just
Yeah,
making my
I'll
way out.
start moving towards the door.
Yeah.
Okay. So as all of you start making your way outside, open the door. Who's leading? Lee was leading outside the door, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
So Lee's leading. Who else is following behind? What's the order here?
I'll be right behind him since I was
Okay.
right next to him.
So Dodek's following out behind Lee with JD, and Max is the next two.
It would
I'll
go
go
Max and JD.
Okay. And as you all begin to leave outside of the house, you all hear what seems to be a faint thump from below the floorboards. With this, Carmela's image and demeanor begins to change swiftly. Her head starts to cock to one side ever so slightly as she begins to speak. And to think you will all die tonight because of a few missing children. My child was murdered. And what did the Watchers do? They killed my husband? With this, Carmela's illusion begins to shimmer as her arms begin to grow to lengths disproportionate to her body. Her face begins to twist and morph into that of a very old woman. Her teeth and nails begin to grow to lengths and sharpen to fine points. As the transformation completes, a dull green mist starts to flow from her body. Had I not already suffered enough? I lose my baby girl not even a week later, the love of my life? No. I forgive no longer. Valenwood will burn for the Master Acor. I will sacrifice every child in that wretched city to his name. And with this, we are going to go to some combat.
You get a combat. You get a combat. You all get
That's
combat.
right.
Ah, sweet.
Oh, fuck
Go
yeah.
ahead and roll me them initiatives, bitches. And with
22.
this, we're
Oh,
gonna bust
yeah.
out
The
the
music
combat.
got really intense really quick.
We get a map, guys.
Oh no.
This is an important fight.
That-
We got a map.
Oh,
That doesn't mean anything good.
So, we have a combat map.
Listen to this boss music going on.
Dixon was already out. Saw that. And who was it? Was it JD or who was pulling up the rear? JD or Max?
JD.
JD was pulling up the rear. Okay, so right about there, single file line heading on out, and she was over here drinking some tea. So let's roll some initiatives, huh? Give me just 1 second. I'll ask for your initiatives. Hold on. Oh no.
Let's not do a TPK. Let's not.
Let's try to avoid that today.
Hold on. I do not seem to have her stats in front of me.
Oh.
Oh no, yeah, there they are.
Wait.
My bad. I'm an idiot.
Well,
It was just
you
further
said
down the
first.
page. Further down the page.
Hashtag DMFels.
I know, right? Okay, so she is
I
going
don't
to have. Okay, so 25 to 20. Anybody?
21.
What did I get?
22.
22. Okay. Anybody else?
Nope.
Okay, and then we have Thar'dia. Okay, 15 to 20.
16.
16. Max still low.
Yep. I got an 8.
And then we have Max with an 8. Okay, boys and girls.
Is my rage still active or has it faded by this point?
How long? What's the duration of rage?
It's if you go one round without making an attack.
Oh, that
or
is
getting
true, yeah.
attacked.
And
okay.
1 round is 6 seconds, so it's definitely dropped. You used one of your rages.
Okay.
And at level 3, do you have 3 rages now, or is it still only the 2?
I believe it's only to go hot blood book.
Okay, so but you at least have one more. So, but your rage has dropped as of now. So as you're looking at this Carmela's form change, her arms are just longer and unnatural than they should be. Teeth sharpened, claws on the hands, and she's emitting what seems to be a dull green mist around her. And with that, we're at the top of the round with Lee. What are you doing?
So, let's go ahead and more or less duck under everybody
Mhm.
and just charge up and do a nice like uppercut blow with the.
Okay, is that gonna be
My staff.
with your staff? Okay, so
Yeah.
you run up and you kind of slide up onto the ground and you pop that staff up, going for an uppercut on this on this witch hag that you now see. You know to be the true Astrid Monroe. Go ahead and roll me an attack for that.
We are looking at 23.
23 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage for it.
All right. We are looking at 8 damage.
8 damage? Okay.
And I will also make another attack using my bonus action
Okay.
to follow up that with a kick.
Alright, so go ahead and roll that attack.
That is 15.
15. That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. And that is going to be 6.
Okay, so you come up, you take that staff, and you come with an undercut right over her, or right on her chin. It connects with a big resounding crack. Her head kind of flips back a little bit. And then what was the other thing you were coming with? Was it a kick?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you come in and you just throw just a side kick right into the stomach, right into the abdomen. Her body gives away to the force, and you definitely dealt some damage to her. She looks directly right back at you and snarls, and she's not looking happy. So is that all you're doing?
Yep.
Okay. So go ahead and, the next up is going to be Thar'dia. What are you doing, bud?
You're muted.
My bad. I'm going to push past everyone else and move over to the witch. And I'm going to rage.
Oh, hold on,
as I
excuse me.
go.
I'm being stupid here. We got a map, boys.
We got a map.
So you had to push past everybody, Dixon. That gives you
Yeah.
half movement, but you still 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
I can move 35, so.
35? Okay, yeah, you get right to her, so you were able to make those attacks. My bad. I would have given them to you anyway. And Thodak, you're going to push through. What's your movement, Thodak?
30.
30? Okay, so you can easily get up to her. Where do you want to stand? You have a counter behind her, and then you have spaces to the left and to the right of her. Dixon is flanking her, or is right and directly in her face.
I'm going to move to the left of her.
To the left of her? So
Yeah.
right up here?
Yes.
Okay. So you move up, and you are now in melee combat with her. What are you doing?
I'm raging and then reckless attack, boys. Let's try this out.
All right, so
Oh,
you
yeah,
go ahead
I love
and
that.
boom, burst into a rage. Just veins start rippling, and you go ahead and make a reckless attack with that great axe. Go ahead and give me an attack roll. So it gives you advantage, but they also have advantage on you, correct?
Yeah.
Fucking crit.
Natural 20.
Nice.
All right, so
Oh
go ahead
shit,
and
Bard,
roll me some
Bard
damage.
crits.
And yeah,
On
with the Bard
reckless
crit,
attack.
yeah, make sure you're reading all your stuff. Because when you
Yeah.
crit, you do some extra damage. I believe it's
Yes, sir.
one extra weapon
One
damage.
extra
Yeah.
damage dice.
And
So
make sure,
will that just be a D12?
wait, first you roll your original, whatever your normal is, without modifiers, double that. Or with the reckless attack, do you double the extra dice as well, Dixon? Do you know? The extra D12?
Well, reckless attack is just gives me advantage. I have another thing which is savage
crit.
attacks, which crits
Allows you
do
to
an
roll
extra
one more
melee
D12.
damage weapon.
Yeah, so you're gonna
Any
be rolling
crit
both of
is
those?
doubling all of the dice.
No, it's,
Yeah.
it's only 2 D12s.
so
It's 1 D12
because
for the
it's-
first one, and then a second one from the savage attacks.
And are they both doubled?
Yes, you roll both of those and then double.
Okay.
And then you add your modifiers on top of that.
Well,
and then
the
you
way
add
that-
your rage damage as well. Sorry, go ahead,
The
Dixon.
way that crits work in 5e is you roll another weapon damage die.
Oh,
No.
well,
Dixon, crits in 5e are double all dice. Like, just the
Okay.
dice, you double them,
and then you add
but
modifiers.
then
after.
anything like modifiers, you just do, like, the flat modifier amount.
Right.
Holy shit.
Yeah, still, you're doing a ton of
You're doing a
fucking
lot
damage.
of damage. Let me get this
Yeah.
calculator real quick. Alright. Go ahead and hit me with it, bud. What you got?
39.
Yeah.
Oh,
Holy
geez.
fucking shit. I mean, just double check my math, right?
It's 2 D12s. What did you roll in
Yeah.
both D12s?
It was 17 total. Both
So
rolls.
17 times 2
34.
is 34, plus 2 for rage, plus what's your other shit?
3.
Plus 3 on the attack, 39 damage, correct.
Oh,
Holy
geez.
fucking
All right,
shit.
so You grab the axe and you just come and sling right into her. The great axe buries deep into her side, and as you do, you pull it out, and some black crimson just starts spilling over the edge of the great axe, starts falling onto the floor, and she and turns around towards you, very, very intent on attacking you. So is that it, or are you gonna bonus action? No, your bonus action was your rage, so that's it for you.
Yep.
So with that, it is going to be JD's turn. JD, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna stand back where I am,
Okay.
and I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on the target.
Okay. So she's gonna make her dex save, correct?
Yep.
That is going to be an 8.
Nah.
Nope. Okay. So go ahead and roll your damage.
1.
Okay. So you go ahead and you bring down this holy flame. You see what Thar'dia just did, and you just get a little bit inspired. And you're like, yeah, let's get in there. And you pull down this flame, and she doesn't even make a reaction to it. She doesn't flinch. Her hair barely ruffles in the wind of the flame coming down. Not very effective whatsoever. You do still have your bonus action if you want to use that.
No.
Okay. So with that, we are now going to go to Astrid's turn. Thar'dia, since you just dealt a massive blow with that great axe, Astrid's very intent on attacking you, and she's going to come at you with her claws. That is going to be a natural 1.
Oh.
So, no, excuse me, she gets advantage on this roll because you are reckless attacking. Oh, and that's going to be a 21 to hit.
You're muted.
You're muted again. Stop muting your mic.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely hits. So she comes at you and she brings down both her claws. It's just for flavor. She's only doing 1 damage roll, but she's going to do. Or 8 damage to you. So 8 damage from her claws, and I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
And saving throw is obviously different than just your Constitution if you're
Right.
proficient. So make sure you're looking at your saving throws.
That is a 14. No, excuse me, 13.
13? Okay, you as she comes in with these claws, you feel this just pulse inside of you, and you just grit down and you just shrug it off. You felt as if there would have been an extra side effect, but you being you, just hardy as can be, half orc, you shrug it off. Nothing else has happened to you. All right. So with that, let me make sure. Oh no, excuse me. She has a secondary action, and she is going to summon an undead skeleton right next to JD. So as she does this, she raises her hand from the ground and she begins speaking in some tongue that none of you understand. And as she does this, just materializing directly out of the floor, you see a skeleton pop up, and he has like a big old axe in his hand, and he's looking intent on coming right at you, JD. And with that, the skeleton will get an attack round next turn. So it is going to go to Max's turn. Max, what are you doing?
Oh, good. I will use.
So you now,
my...
and just once again, you have a skeleton looking at the map on Skype. You have a skeleton right here next to JD, and you are back here by the door, and the witch is now flanked by both Thar'dia and Lee here.
I'm gonna use Dissonant Whispers on her, so she makes a Wisdom saving throw, and the save is 13.
Okay, she rolled a 14 naturally, so she's gonna go ahead and save from that. Any half damage or anything?
All right. Yeah. So half damage. Let me roll.
Yeah, go for it.
So 6 damage after the half.
6?
It was
Okay, cool.
12 total.
So that's done. So what do you say to her with this dissonant whisper to inflict the damage on her?
So the Dissonant Whisper is just whispering a discordant melody that only she can hear. So I'm just gonna like screech in her ear, essentially.
Like just a loud, piercing screech. And so you see this as you do this to her, she begins to like shake her head and kind of try to cover her ears a little bit, and it definitely took effect. Didn't do as much as you nearly thought it would, practicing it before, but you do think you did a decent amount of damage to her.
And I'm also going to pull out my rapier now.
All right, so you go ahead and did you already have the bow out, or no? You had the dagger out.
No, I had the
So-
bow on my shoulder, and I
Correct.
have my hand on the dagger, but I'm gonna let go of the dagger and pull out the rapier.
Okay, so you put the dagger back into your waist and you pull out your rapier. Good to go. That was your bonus action. So with that, we are back to the top of the round, and Lee.
And you still have your movement as well, right?
Yeah, you still have your movement. I mean,
If
you
you
can
wanted
move
to move.
anywhere in here.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay, you like that position? Sounds good.
All right. So, let's see.
This music sounds really familiar.
A little bit. Bum, 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 bum.
So what's that thing to my right? Is that a counter?
This is actually just an ornate rug that's on the ground.
Oh, against the wall. I mean,
Oh yeah, this is a.
that's to my
excuse me.
left.
Yeah, this is a counter. It has a couple pots and pans on it. That's about it.
What about the thing behind Thar'dia?
Behind that,
There.
once again, it's another counter. It has a few
Okay.
meat items, some bread, a little bit of food on it.
Okay, I'm gonna jump up on that counter
Right? Which one?
and the one that is immediately next to me.
Okay. So you jump up, or should I ask the witch? So you jump up on the
Yeah.
on the counter next to you. What are you doing?
And I'm going to that's where I'm gonna fight her at. So I have
Okay.
more of a head level with her.
All right, sounds good. Because you're a dwarf, you're a little smaller than her, so you're right up on her level. You got a perfect shot right at her face.
And I'm going to go ahead and swing my quarterstaff at her.
Okay, so go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oh. 5.
5. Unfortunately, you take a swing at her, and she has unnatural reflexes right now. You definitely know that you're fighting something that's beyond this realm, or at least with what she's doing. And her image almost looks like it flickers out of existence for a second as the staff goes right through her head, and she just looks up at you and gives you a big old toothy grin.
As she stands back up and gives me that grin, I'm gonna go ahead and expend one of my key points
Okay.
to do flurry of blows.
Okay,
Like
and
2
what does that
unarmed
do?
strikes.
2 unarmed strikes. Okay, go ahead and make
Yeah.
attack rolls for him.
One is going to be 21,
21 will hit.
and the other is going to be crit fail.
Crit fail. Okay, so the first one definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage on it.
That's going to be 4.
4. Okay, so you do 4 damage to her.
So as she comes back up, basically I just like throw out one fist that acts like 2 punches, more or less. Just
Okay,
like
so-
2 punches in rapid succession with one fist.
Right, just with lightning speed, you throw 2 punches right at her as she's coming up. The first one definitely catches her in the face, just right in that big old nose of hers, and just boom, her head pops back. Second one, she once again shimmers out of the way, and it just slightly misses. But you definitely dealt some significant damage to her with that. So with that, we are then going to come. And that was bonus action, correct?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, and so with that, we're going to go to Thar'dia. Thar'dia, what are you doing?
So she no longer has advantage on me because reckless attack's faded.
That is correct.
Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and just take a regular attack at her this time.
Okay, so go ahead and make that regular attack.
Does that advantage hurt? Ah, fuck, crit fell.
Crit fell. So as you go to make this attack at her, you actually lose a grip on your axe or on your great axe, and it actually, as you're coming over your shoulder, flies about 15 foot this way. So you are now disarmed. We'll just use this as a great axe for now. It's sitting right on the rug.
Well, that's unfortunate.
You still have your movement if you want to move over to pick it up. However, she will get an attack of opportunity on you.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so you're gonna you're gonna go ahead and move over to pick up your axe. And I'll say you can pick it up with a bonus action. So you're now sitting in the middle of this rug, and she's gonna get an attack of opportunity on you. She rolled a natural 1. So
Sweet.
with that, she lashes out with one of her claws, and you just duck under it as you're running at a full sprint to grab your war axe. You pull it out from the wood that it got stuck in, and you're ready for the next round of attacks. With that, we are now to JD's turn.
One fucking amazing turn and then that.
Right.
D&D.
JD,
Okay.
what are you doing, bud?
So I'd like to bless everyone. Yeah, you bless up to 3 creatures within range. Whenever the target makes an attack or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or the saving throw.
All right.
Okay, so all 3 of you will get an extra D4, and you can use that on an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends. And the spell is a concentration spell, JD, for up to 1 minute. So you cannot cast any other concentration spells while that is still up. So you guys will have 1 extra D4 to make either for an attack roll that misses or something like that. And how we will do that is if you roll an attack roll and it misses, you can then add that extra D4. You don't have to call it out beforehand. So if you roll an attack and misses, roll that D4 and maybe you hit with it. So you can do that, use it for either attack rolls or saving throws. So make sure you note somewhere that you all have that extra D4 available to you.
All right.
And I'd also like to do a bonus action of healing word on Thar'dia.
Is that a bonus action?
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Okay. So are you casting that at first level because you don't have any second level spells? And go ahead and you are going to be rolling 1d4 plus 3, I believe, which is your spellcasting modifier, Wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1d4
But then don't I
plus 3.
get that?
Yep, you do.
Do I still get the +2 and all
Yes,
that
sir.
too?
Just do that first. 1d4 plus 3.
Nice. 4.
Okay, and so
it's
then
4,
you're with your
3,
Disciple of
is
Life.
7.
Yep. So 7 health total.
Okay.
Excuse me, hold on. The d4 was...
No.
You rolled a
No,
4 on
it'd
the
be
d4?
7, 10. It'd be 10 total.
Okay, so 10 total. So, and who are you casting that on? Thar'dia, correct?
Yes.
All right, so Thar'dia, you regain 10 hit points. And that will be JD's turn. So with that,
Thank you,
we are
sir.
going to go to... Or any movement, JD? Do you want to move anywhere? This is you, the lime green one right here. You can move anywhere inside the house.
Well, that was
Uh,
my action. Can I still move?
Yeah, you
even
still have
though-
movement. You have movement every round as well. You have... It should say on the top of your character sheet how far you can move. I believe it's 25 feet or 30 feet.
30 feet.
Okay.
Yeah,
you
so
can
I
move
want
up
to go behind that table there.
over here as far as you can get?
Yes.
All right,
Nope.
so we'll say you run here, you make yourself really skinny to run past the window. Yeah, you can easily make yourself across that table. So you're sitting right there behind the table, giving a little bit of protection. So if she was to do something towards you, you would have half cover. However, I would
Indeed.
say, yeah, you were in melee range with this skeleton. So that skeleton's going to get an attack of opportunity on you if you want to run past it. You cool with that?
Sure.
Okay. So he's going to go ahead and make an attack. Where the hell is his stats? Okay. Ooh, that's going to be a 20 to hit.
Oh, yeah, it does.
All right, and he's just going to roll him a d6. He does 2 damage to you as you run past. So he lashes out with a bite attack, and he grabs you right on the arm as you run past, but not too much damage dealt. So you are good to go.
Okay.
So with that, we are now up to Astrid's turn. So what does she want to do? She's going to... First off, she's going to command her skeleton to move up towards Max up here. And she's going to have her skeleton roll an attack against you. He's going to come in with a axe, and he's going to make an attack. That is going to be a 18 to hit.
18 to hit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so that is going to be 6 damage to you. So as the skeleton lumbers up to you, you can hear the bones creaking, and he lumbers up and he just gives a big old swing with that axe and chops right into your side. He doesn't do as much damage as you thought he would do, but it definitely still leaves a pretty nice gash in your side. You begin to bleed a little bit from it. And she is now going to make a claw attack at Lee. So she's going to roll... Ooh, buddy. That's going to be a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that'll get me.
All right, and she is going to do
The first hit I've taken all game.
11 damage to you.
All right.
Big
Ow.
ol' hit.
Oh,
And so she comes in with that claw, and since you're at face level with her right now, she swings right out at your face and catches you right across the face, and it digs into your throat some. I also need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
He gets a D4 on that, right?
No.
We're looking at 16.
16? Okay. So as the claw comes and scrapes across your face, you do feel a pulse of energy of some foreign object entering you. However, you just being the monk as you are, you meditate and you seem able to force that force outside of your body, that energy outside of your body, and nothing else happens with that attack. And with that, she will end her. Or actually, she has movement. She's actually going to run unnaturally fast and jump up onto the table, making an athletics check, which she does not. She goes to jump on the table, and as she does, she looks over and she sees Max, who just got hit by her skeleton. And as she glances over, she misses her step, and she doesn't fall prone, but she definitely she's actually going to take some damage.
She slips and hits her head.
Yeah, she takes 1 damage. She runs and she tries to jump up onto the table. She miscalculates. She slips and she just scrapes up her knee a little bit. And but she definitely doesn't like it. It's gonna be sore in the morning. She will take 1 damage from that.
Oh, make no mistake. There's not going to be a morning.
Yeah, nah.
So
She
that
doesn't
will
feel much in the morning.
conclude her turn, and we are now to Max. Max, what are you doing?
I'm going to use the shove ability on the or shove action on the skeleton.
Okay, and
So I do an athletics check, and it does either an athletics check or an acrobatics check. And if mine
Okay.
beats it, it falls prone.
okay, it's not. It doesn't. It's just a skeleton, so it's not proficient. So it's just gonna be a straight dex roll then.
Okay, cool.
Ooh,
All right,
buddy.
mine was 12.
Yeah, it rolled a 22. Natural 18.
Well darn.
Yeah. Or excuse me, not natural 18. It was a natural 19. So
All right.
as you go to shove this skeleton, honestly, even without the muscle, you would assume he would be easy to push over. You push, and it's just like hitting a brick wall, and he just stands there, and he looks at you.
Must have
All
been a half
right
orc.
then.
So, any bonus action, or you gonna be done for the round?
I'm going to use my movement to go outside the door.
He will get an attack of opportunity against you if you do so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so how far are you wanting to move out? You do have the fire pit over
Just
here.
outside the door, and I want to use my bonus action to close the door.
Okay, yeah, that's easy enough. So you move out of the way and you run back to close the door. He's gonna make an attack of opportunity. It's gonna be a 12 to hit AC.
Does not hit.
Does not hit. So as you go
Okay.
to out the door, you close it just in time, and his axe just boosh, just slings right into the door and gets stuck, and he trying to pull it out. And you now see, like right at eye level, you see a blade just sticking about 2 inches in front of your face. Like, well, that could have been a little worse. So the skeleton actually did move up as part of his reaction to make that. So we'll say he did that. Cool. So that is going to be Max's turn. Max is running for the hills. With this, we are going to go back to the top of the round with Lee. What are you doing? So she is now about 15 foot away from you, standing next to the table.
Okay. I want to drop kick her.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
All right.
Because this is a 15-foot drop kick off of this
Yeah.
counter you're standing on.
We're looking at 19.
19. Wow. So as you come just flying off this counter with unnatural movement, you saw her shimmer a little bit. You're thinking to yourself, "That's pretty cool. Watch what I can do." You come off and you just plant a drop kick right in her chest. I'm gonna say go ahead and roll 2 unarmed strikes, and just
Okay.
add whatever modifiers you have to that.
Okay.
Wait,
Uh,
you're blessed too.
He doesn't need it. It's only on attack rolls, not damage rolls. He hit. You only use that if you miss.
so you're counting that as a hit?
Yeah, it's definitely a hit.
Okay, I was rolling to attack. All right.
No. You that was all rolled into 1.
All right, so we're looking at 3 and 5.
3 and 5. Okay, so 8 damage total. Is that with
Yeah.
modifiers?
Yeah.
Okay, so you land 8 damage onto her, and that is going to. Do you have any bonus action, or is that going to be it for you?
I can make another unarmed attack as a bonus action. Which
Okay,
I
so
will
go ahead and make that.
use.
So as you hit with the drop kick, you actually catch yourself on one hand, and you spring back up with that same hand coming in for an unarmed strike.
Is she knocked prone or anything with that?
No, she's not knocked prone with it. No.
Okay.
Well, actually, let's see. No, she's not knocked prone at all.
Okay.
Not even close.
We are looking at 14 to hit.
14. Excuse me. Scroll down. Yes, 14 will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll that
All right.
last strike.
That is going to be 6 damage.
6 damage. Nice. So as you hit with the drop kick, as I said, you come down, you catch yourself on that backhand, spring back up, and just come right in with the left hook. Catches her right on the jaw. She was not expecting you to come up with that kind of force, and definitely hurt. She is now very intent on you and your positioning.
Yeah.
I'm calling you Rocky from now on.
All right, so that finishes your turn. Next up is going to be Thar'dia. Thar'dia, you are sitting in the center of the room. You now have your great axe in hand. What are you doing?
I'm going to charge up to her.
Okay.
And let's try that reckless attack again. That seemed to work pretty good.
All right, so go ahead and give me a reckless attack.
I mean, when you didn't do it, you crit failed, so...
True. That was a natural 19, so that will be a 24 to hit.
24 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
Oof, baby. 16 damage.
16. God damn, man. I gotta nerf you.
Barbarians hit fucking hard.
So fucking hard, dude. Okay, so as you come up with that great axe, you bring it in horizontally, and she's actually facing Dixon, or excuse me, she's facing Lee at this time, and you bring that axe in right in the square of her back. She lets out a huge gasp, and her focus was on Dixon, turning around at you once more, noticing you are the supreme threat in here. She is now bearing down on you, and she is ready to attack you at a moment's notice.
Is she looking injured?
Yeah, she's definitely taking a lot of damage. She's looking pretty roughed up. I mean, she's not at death's door by any means, but you guys have dealt a substantial amount of damage to this witch. So, with that, any bonus action, health pod, or anything like that?
Nah, I'm good, man.
Okay, so with that, we are then going to move to the witch's turn, and so you have that reckless attack again. So she's going to have advantage on this roll. Coming at you with a bite attack. That'll definitely hit. That's going to be a 23.
Yep.
23 hits, and she is going to... Where's my dice? That's the wrong one. She's going to roll... plus 3. That's going to be 13 damage to you.
Damn. All right.
So she comes at you and she lashes out with her teeth, and they pierce directly into your shoulder right there on the clavicle. And they sink in at least 2 or 3 inches deep, and as she rips back, a chunk of skin and flesh comes off in her mouth.
Oh,
and you
wait,
are now,
that's half, isn't it?
Yes, it's piercing evidence because you are raging, correct.
So are we rounding up or down?
Rounding down.
Okay, so that'll be 6 damage then.
Yeah, correct. And so instead, there's no flesh taken out, but you definitely have some puncture wounds in that shoulder. And actually, go ahead and make me another Constitution saving throw.
That is a...
Plus
19.
D4.
Yeah, if you need it. What was it, 19?
Yeah, if you need it.
Yeah, you're
19.
Good. You're good. So as she bites into you, you feel a pulse go through your system, but once again, same pulse you felt before, just doesn't have enough muster to put anything else on you. So you're going to be good. Man, she's rolling, or you guys are rolling really high on her DCs, man. I'm not liking it. I'll tell you that much.
Taking all the fun away from being a DM.
I know, right? What the hell?
Is it poison? Just that I know, because I have advantage against it.
Yes, it would be poison damage.
Okay, alright.
And with that, so that'll be all of your turn. We're then going to go to JD. JD, what are you doing?
So I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on her.
Okay.
Dex saving throw.
Dex saving throw. Okay, and DC at 13, correct?
Yes.
That is going to be a 9. She does not save. Go ahead and give me that damage, baby.
1.
1 damage. So, big ol' Hoff coming in, or excuse me, JD coming in with that Sacred Flame. Once again, just bringing it down, knowing it's going to do that maximum amount of damage. You've seen it do before. And honestly, it's nothing more than a fizzle, and it, doesn't do much. She doesn't even notice that it happened. She is considering you the least threatening person in this encounter so far.
I do what I can. Mhm.
So, anything else bonus action, or are you good to go?
Nah, I'm good to go.
Okay. So with that, we're going to go back to her turn. Or no, excuse me. Oh no, it's now Max's turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who's sitting outside a door with a
Yeah, so
skeleton
you're sitting
behind
outside
it.
the door.
Yeah.
Hold on. It was the witch's turn, yeah, and then Max's turn. Correct. Okay, you're good.
Okay, I'm going to use my bonus action to open the door,
Uh-huh.
and then I'll take my action as dodge. So anything that attacks me has disadvantage until my next turn.
Okay, so you get in, you kick the door open knowing the skeleton's still waiting right behind. As he pulled his axe out, you can see there's a slit in the door and you can see him standing there. So you kick in the door and you just prepare yourself to make a dodge as soon as he brings that axe down on you. So, any bonus action?
No, but my dodge is for hopes of like him swinging at me and me jumping out of the way so he falls down the stairs.
Okay, good to know. I'll keep that in mind. So, at that will be the bottom of the round. So going back to the top, it is now going to be Lee's turn.
All right. Yeah, nothing fancy this time around.
Okay.
Just hit her with that staff.
Just taking that quarterstaff to her. Go ahead and make me a roll.
10?
10? Unfortunately, the 10 does not hit. As you swing with the staff, her image shimmers once more, and she just quickly darts out of the way and just kind of gives out a laughter at your pitiful attempt to hit such a majestic creature.
All right. On my bonus action, I will take a swig of the health potion, one of the health potions that I have.
Okay, so that is a normal healing potion, so that is going to be 2d4 plus 2, and mark that off on your inventory list.
All right. 2d4 plus 2, so we're looking at 3, 5 healing. Cool.
Alright, so go ahead and heal yourself up for 5.
All right.
And with that, we are now to Thodak's turn. Thodak, what are you doing?
So if I wanted to grapple her,
Right?
what would I do?
You would roll a strength v strength against her.
And would I still get an attack that round, or is that my action?
No, that would be your action.
Okay, I gotcha. Then I'm just going to, I guess, go ahead and swing the great axe again.
Okay, so go ahead and swing the great axe.
Fuck it, let's make it reckless.
Okay,
Yeah,
reckless.
why
Go
not?
ahead and swing that great axe.
Ooh, baby. All right. That's a 22 to hit.
22 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll me some
Yeah,
damage.
I rolled a 5 the first time, so.
Nice.
Oh,
Because
my
attack
advantage.
works. Good. Go for it.
That is 11 damage.
11 damage. Go ahead and or excuse me, 11 damage. Yeah. What am I talking about?
Go ahead and mark that down.
I'll just go ahead and mark that down. So with that, you bring the great axe at her once more, and this time you come in 45-degree angle right at her shoulder, and it sinks in deep. You start seeing blood spurting from that as well, and she turns around at you and gives you another big snarl, and once again, intently focused on you.
I got
So,
aggro, guys. We're good. I'm thinking.
Anything else? That's it? Bonus action? Nothing?
Nah, I think we're good, man.
Okay. And with that, we are now up to JD's turn. JD, what are you doing?
So I am going to.
Now you do still have this one skeleton back here that that Max is trying to deal with, and you still have her, obviously. Now, actually, the skeleton, you do not have line of sight with it. So if you want to hit that, you would have to move around back behind here.
Yeah, I don't really want to mess with the skeleton. I'm hoping that kind of dies after the lady.
Okay.
Just to jot this in there, I thought that the witch went after me. Should not.
No, the witch goes after JD.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah. If you have to know, thanks for calling me out. I fucked it up last round. So we're back to normal order, bitch.
That's fine.
Okay, so I'm going to attack with my crossbow.
Okay, yeah. So you pull out your crossbow and you knock a bolt in it, and you go ahead and take a shot at the witch. So go ahead and roll that attack. So it'll be that
8.
center box. 8. 8 unfortunately does not hit. You're not as used to using this crossbow as it's one of the first few times you've used it, and as you take the shot, it goes a little bit wide, and it actually whizzes right past Lee's head and sticks into the back wall. Lee, you definitely noticed this crossbow shoot right in front of your face.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry, Hoff, man. I think I gave my rolls to you.
Don't judge me.
Uh-huh.
All right, so any bonus action, JD, or is that gonna be it for you?
No, that's it.
All right, cool. So with that, we're now to the witch's turn. Thar'dia, asshole. So the witch, at this point, she is going to, once again, she's flanked by 2. You both get opportunity attack. So she feels really threatened. She doesn't want to move. She's going to make just another claw attack at you, Thar'dia, with advantage because you reckless attack. That's pretty good. And a fucking natural 20.
Damn it!
Ooh. First one was a 14. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, so this is my first 20 I get to roll. So, with that,
Don't be so
what
excited
do I
about
do?
that.
I don't even know what to do. What was this? This was claw attack. Oh yeah.
Kind of worried about how much health you have, man.
I should be okay. Maybe.
Hopefully.
She does 17 damage to you,
Yeah, we're good. We good.
Okay.
and you need to make a DC or a Constitution saving throw.
We may not be good.
You still have a D4 on that, right?
Yes, on saving throw,
fuck,
do you have
it
a
doesn't-
D4?
It doesn't fucking matter.
You,
Natural one.
Natural 1. Okay.
Oh.
So as she comes
no.
at you with her claws, very intent on you, as you have done the most damage to her this round, or excuse me, throughout this encounter. She comes at you with her claws, and they both sink deep into you. You feel this pulse, that same pulse you felt a few times before, but this time you don't have the wherewithal to withstand it. And with that, you are going to fall down paralyzed.
Oh shit.
And
Did you take half damage from the 17?
yes, because it was piercing, so it
Oh,
was
thank you. Nice.
half damage. But you still are paralyzed with that DC though.
Yeah.
So make sure you add that damage or that damage back to your HP pool. And so just for reference, paralyzed creature is incapacitated, cannot move or speak. Creature automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls against this creature have advantage. Any attack rolls that hit the creature, any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature.
Oh shit.
So, Thar'dia, you are now paralyzed. So your body stiffens up and you just fall limp down to the ground. You other 3, you don't honestly know what's happened to him. You don't know if he's become unconscious or anything else like that. You just see this giant half-orc slump to the ground and crumble over. He's not making any visible signs of life.
And can I make a saving throw each turn? Correct. To break
Yes,
free of
it'll
that?
be a saving 7 each turn.
Oh, okay.
But that's at the when your turn comes up. But you are paralyzed for now.
Right.
What's your HP at? Just out of curiosity.
I'm at 9
9.
because
Okay.
of the half damage.
Right. So with that, also she's gonna have her skeleton attack at Max, and he's gonna have disadvantage because Max is taking the dodge action. Any natural 1 on the first one, so no reason to go any further. So as this skeleton comes over his shoulder with this giant axe, you just slip right out of the way. The skeleton falls and tumbles, and he just breaks apart down at the end of the stairs. All the bones shatter, and he does not seem to be in use anymore.
Oh, you just straight died from that?
Nice.
Did not have
Guys,
a lot of
I'm
HP, man.
baller.
So now you are left sitting in front of the door, no more skeleton in front of you.
I killed something without even attacking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Alright, is it
that
my
is
turn
now,
now?
yes, now it's now going to go to Max's turn. The skeleton is no more, and you can visibly, you looked over the skeleton's shoulder, and you also saw Thar'dia collapse onto the ground, not showing really any visible signs of life. You do not know what has happened.
All right, I'm going to move forward and take a stab at her with my rapier.
Okay, so you're gonna move all the way up to the witch.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say that right now she is being flanked. So since she has the other two in front and you behind her, you'll go ahead and have advantage on this attack.
All right, cool. $23.
23. That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll some damage.
All right. Damage is 5.
5.
Yep.
Okay. And what was that with the dagger, correct?
That was with my rapier.
Rapier. All right, so you walk up behind the witch. She doesn't seem to know you're present. She's very intent on both Thar'dia, who she's recently fell to the ground, and Lee, who's standing in front. And as you come behind, you just jab the rapier right through the shoulder. You can see a clean pierce all the way through. Lee, you actually see the rapier pop out the other side, and as you pull it back, you sling a nice splatter of black ichor all over the room, and there's a big, nice blood trail that just kind of slinks over the wall right here. Any bonus action?
No. No bonus actions.
Okay. So go, excuse me, well. And that is now to the top of the round. We are back to Lee. Lee's in. What are you doing?
All right. I'm gonna swing my staff, but I'm gonna aim for her knee. Try to get her to kneel.
Okay, so you're trying to make her prone, essentially?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and roll that. And I'm gonna, well, we'll see if it hits first.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be 21.
Definitely
Or
hits.
22.
So go ahead and roll damage, and I'm just gonna roll a, I don't know, what would that be? Just athletics or dexterity? What is that?
I'd
Just to see
say
if
it
she
either
falls
be.
prone.
Yeah, I'd say it either be like dex or strength.
Dex
To
or
stay
strength?
It'll be a
Standing.
saving throw as well, not a check, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just say a strength check just to see. She's not very strong. So she rolled a 6.
Okay.
So we're gonna say she definitely falls prone with that. So how much damage was that as well?
4.
4 damage. Okay, and then I'm assuming gonna make a
Or,
bonus
sorry,
action
3.
unarmed attack. 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and punch her while she's down.
Okay, so she falls down, and you do have advantage on this because she is considered prone.
Yeah, 23 again.
23 hits. Go ahead and roll the damage. Just whittling away at her, man. I like it.
And 6.
6 damage. Wow, that was nice. So with that, you come in and you just make a straight blow right to her jawline as well. As you hit, you actually see the jaw crack, and it definitely breaks on impact. Her jaw now hangs a little bit more limp, and this nasty, gnarled, like kind of purplish black tongue starts to fall out of her jawline. She looks at you and just with a half-hearted grin, still just shows those front teeth. But you
Good job, Rocky.
definitely dealt a lot of damage to her. So. Not really liking you at the moment. With that, we are to Thar'dia's turn. Thar'dia, go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
That is a 13, 18 total.
So with that, you just feel this poison just leave your veins, and you can shake it off. Your muscles are stiff, but you're starting to get back a fluid range of motion, and you are now able to.
Oh, excuse me, that was a 17 total.
17 still works. 13
Yeah.
works, so you're good. So you are now free. You stood back up. I'm gonna say you used half your movement to stand up, but you are now still standing there. And also, well, no, because if you're paralyzed, your muscles just tense up. So you kept a hold of your great axe. So you're free to go ahead and use your action and movement as you see fit.
Okay, first off, I'm going to use my bonus action to pop my last health pot.
Okay, so you take that last health potion.
That's 2d4 plus 2, correct?
Correct.
Okay, that's 6 health total.
Okay.
Alright,
So
and
you
then,
have 6 health?
yeah. Alright, then I'm going to go ahead and take another swing at her. Not reckless attack this time.
Not reckless this time.
Not
You already,
reckless.
you still
That
have
natural
advantage on
20 was so delicious.
What was that? Oh yeah, I
You
do
are-
still
you
have
have
advantage.
advantage.
Good call.
Yeah, she's prone.
Good call.
it, so you wouldn't need to reckless anyway.
Very true. Any melee attacks right now have advantage.
I'm rolling good on my fucking attack rolls. That's good.
It's very
19.
abnormal.
Yeah, I know, right? That's a 24 to hit.
24 hits. Go ahead and roll that damage. And you are still... Yeah, you're still raging. So make sure you add the +2 to that.
Okay. 12 damage.
12. God damn, dude. Okay, so with that, you
And just
take
so you
this-
know, that was with a 7 roll. So
with a
Yeah.
7? Jesus.
Yeah.
Barbarians hit hard.
That's ridiculous, man. So with that, you come down and you actually cleave one of the witch's arms off, completely off, sheared. It starts spewing
Fuck
blood.
yeah.
You see the bone coming out, protruding out of the skin, just gnarled and cracked and just completely destroyed. She lets out just a piercing scream that just echoes and reverberates through this tiny little hut. And you have dealt her a massive blow. This witch is definitely now very much hurting.
fuck yeah. And that'll do it for me, guys.
All right, so that's going to be the end of your turn. Next up is going to be JD. JD, what are you doing?
Everybody knows what time it is. It's Sacred Flame time.
All right, so go ahead and roll it, baby. Let's see it happen. Now, I will say, JD, real quick, she is prone. If you were to make a melee attack against her, you would have advantage. So you'd be able to roll 2d20s and take the highest one. So if you like to chance it, it's up to you. You might be able to do a little bit more damage.
Yeah, that's true.
You would have to-
Can I do that?
Yeah, you would have to
The thing
jump.
with-
Go ahead.
The thing with her being prone is also ranged attacks have disadvantage.
Yes. Oh, was
But
it? Okay.
Sacred
I thought it was
Flame
just
is
spell
ranged
attacks.
Attack.
Yeah, it just automatically hits.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
if you want to do that, you're gonna have to jump up onto the table, making an athletics check, run across the table, and then smack down at her with your mace.
okay.
You want to do that?
Right, because she would have to make a dex save.
All right.
That
But
makes
she's
sense.
prone, which I think she already fails all.
Yeah, which
dexterity.
means she automatically fails it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want to do that? Roll an
Yeah, I'm
athletics
gonna
check?
jump up on the table.
All right, so athletics check.
12.
12. Yeah. You're not the most graceful, but you get the job done. The table tilts a little bit, but you're good to go. You jump up on top and you make your way across. Go ahead and roll me a melee attack with that mace with advantage. And you're swinging down at her.
We're all just grouped around this old lady beating her up on the ground.
Yeah, dude. She's got one arm completely torn off, just bleeding profusely on the ground.
10.
10.
Are we bandits?
10
Yeah,
unfortunately
it is.
does not hit. You come to swing, and even though she's in this state, she has just enough presence about her to where she slides her head to the right, or to the left, excuse me, while you bring the axe or the mace down on the right-hand side, and just barely miss right across her head. But you are all now completely flanking her. But now it is going to be her turn. So with that, she uses half her movement to stand back up, and she looks at her surroundings. She knows she doesn't have much time left. She only has one arm for an attack. She's going to do everything she can, and she knows the main problem with this encounter was this giant half-orc. And she's going to roll against you. She's going to use everything in her might to roll against you and give this last blow to you before she's inevitably taken out. She's going to have advantage on this. There's going to be an 18 to hit.
Hits.
Excuse me, 19 to hit. She's going to do 7 slashing damage to you, reduced to half. With her one good arm, the other arm is lying on the ground, and she just slashes out with that one more across you.
So that'll be 3 damage for me, right?
3 damage
Yeah.
to you, correct? And I need you to make one more Constitution saving throw to see whether or not the poison deals anything to you.
That was a natural 14.
Yeah,
So
you're
18
good.
total.
So you feel that pulse once more, but you've already seen the effects of it, and you know how bad it was. You're not about to let that happen again. So you just grit as hard as you can, buckle down, and doesn't affect you whatsoever. And that is going to be her turn. She is looking rough. She is not looking like a happy witch right now. So with that, we come to Maximus. Max, what are you doing,
Alright,
buddy?
do I get advantage on attacks against her still?
Yes, she is completely flanked. She is surrounded.
Alright.
You
I'm
have
gonna go
advantage.
for stabbing her in the back of the head. When
Okay,
she
just
turns.
right up under the brainstem. Go ahead and roll for it with advantage. Yeah, she's just looking around, looking at all of you, seeing who's coming next. You definitely got advantage.
17.
17 definitely hits.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll it.
9 damage.
9 damage. Oh, it's a heartbreaker. So as you come
1
in with
damage
that,
shy.
you jab that dagger right into the back of her neck, right into that brainstem, and you see her. She just starts quivering a little bit, and then she reaches back with her one good arm, and she just slaps the dagger out, and she starts beginning to stumbling and looking very unsteady. She is very, very injured.
Our boy
So-
JD's gonna get the KB.
Nope. That was top of the rounds, going to Lee now.
All right, let's go for just a nice classic uppercut.
All right, just going in for an uppercut right on her. Go ahead and roll that attack. Don't miss.
That's going to be 18.
18 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll that damage.
3 damage.
3 damage? And with that, how do you want to do this, sir? How do you want to kill the witch?
Basically, I'm gonna be striking that point that I've been hitting the entire time. That just
Just
like
that
one point on her
same
jaw
little
that's broken.
Okay. And so as you come in, she's looking around, one arm already cleaved off. She's already, got a dagger stabbed into her brainstem, flesh wounds all over, dripping out black, nasty goop. And you just come in, you say any catchphrase or anything while you do it? Anything?
Nah, Lee's silent the entire
Alright,
time.
he's a silent assassin, so you just come in with the most precise uppercut you've ever done in your life. And as it cracks, you see her head fly back, and you just hear this resounding snapping and twisting of the joints and all the bones inside cracking in her neck. With this, the witch's body then falls limp onto the floor. She looks out at all of you, her eyes still twitching a little bit, and then with that, you see the last little bit of life escape her eyes. And you guys have just killed the witch.
Fuck yeah.
Stab her one more time with my rapier, just for good measure. Just-
Go ahead and roll it. Roll it with advantage. Just because I really hope you miss and you do something bad. Because that'll be fun.
I'm sorry I had to carry you guys on that excursion there.
that is
Don't
12.
judge my 3 damage total all game.
Well, yeah, you definitely hit. She can't make any moves about it or anything, so you stab into her one last good time, and witch is dead in front of you guys.
All right.
I'm gonna say that was the most bullshit combat round ever. None of you fell to the DC. You fell to it once, Thar'dia. But come on, man! You all just kept rolling 18s and shit. The DC's 12. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
I mean, I
Granted.
ran like a little bitch the second I got hit by a skeleton.
And that was I was expecting that to go a lot longer, but then we have a fucking almost 40 damage in one round from that crit from Thar'dia.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
16s and 15s. God, man, you are OP. I'm gonna have
Granted,
to
I almost got
monsters.
really fucked up whenever I was
Yeah.
paralyzed.
Very true. I'm glad somebody thought about the half damage. I wasn't even thinking about it.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
I think Max brought it up.
Yeah, the fucking barbarians hit like trucks
It's
constantly.
ridiculous, dude. Ridiculous.
But I'm really fucking squishy if I'm out of rages.
That's
Yeah,
true. If
yeah.
you're out of rage, you are. All right, so all of you look down on the corpse of Astrid Monroe, gnarled and cut up by all of your attacks. Just a seeping pool of black goop blood is just spreading slowly across the floor. It seems a lot more viscous than normal blood would be. 100% dead witch. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna pick up the rug.
Okay, she's actually. Oh no, she's not. That's right. She's over here. So we'll go ahead and say she's out of play.
Or pull the rug out of where it is right now.
Okay, so you go ahead and pull the rug over, and on top of that, you see that there is what seems to be some little hatch of some sort.
Oh, good.
This guy
good.
plays
I'm glad
Skyrim.
we-
He knows what's up.
Yeah,
That's right.
he knows how to kidnap children.
Whoa.
I've been well trained.
All right, so you see a hatch on the floor, and it does have a door handle. Is anybody? You guys. What else is everybody else doing while he's pulling this rug off?
I want to start looting the witch.
Looting the witch. Okay, so you go in, you start looting around in her pockets. You do find 8 gold. Witches don't have much use for gold, but you do find 8 gold, and you also find a little like necklace around her neck that has 2 different keys on it.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna knock on the hatch.
Okay, so you come up to the hatch, you just beat on the floor, boof, 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 boof. Don't hear any reaction whatsoever.
Well, darn.
No,
And while
isn't-
he's doing that,
We
can I like?
drowned the children with witch's blood on accident?
Jesus.
And while he's doing that, can I just kind of roll the witch over into the fire?
Yeah, so I mean,
Wait, hold
you
on.
kind of. Hold on, let me pull her axe.
Before you do that, I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna take the axe, the hand axe that I have, and remove the witch's head.
Okay, so Lee, you go ahead and you grab that hand axe and you make short work of it, just cleaving through and getting through all of the sinew and muscle and stuff like that. Takes you probably 10 or 15 seconds, and you now have 1 head of the witch.
All right.
I am going to take a moment and step outside and throw up off the side of the stairs after
Okay.
watching him cut the head off of the witch.
Okay, so your stomach's not actually. No, that's fine. You go ahead and you go up there, and just a little bit starts coming up. You kind of try to swallow it back down, try not to throw up. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw to see whether or not it blows chunks.
All right. Oh, I rolled a nat 20.
Nat 20. Amazingly, you hold it down. You just grit your teeth and swallow it back down, not letting any of it escape. You don't want to, embarrass yourself in front of everyone else.
Oh, good.
So as you come back in, JD, are you doing anything at this point?
No, I'm just kind of standing there, just looking around, seeing if I can see anything in particular that catches my eye.
You do catch something that catches your eye. You notice that you were asking about the herbs earlier. They're still hanging there, and now since there is no one else to take them, they are free for the picking if you would like.
Absolutely.
It's no
So you go
longer
up-
stealing. Now it's
Yeah.
looting.
Now it's no longer stealing. So you go up and you start grabbing off the dried herbs, start pushing them into your pack. Go ahead and put, you have about, I don't know, a half a pound of dried silk poppy herb, and then you have about half a pound each of 2 unidentified herbs that you do not know what they currently are, because I don't currently know what they are. So,
Got that.
And also, you should take the meat as well and shit the shits for your dank casseroles.
Oh, okay, you're talking the meat
No.
on the counter, not the meat from the witch, not witch
No,
meat.
not witch meat.
No,
You
Tony,
don't
witch
want
meat.
I'm cooking that right now.
Okay. So, and as he cuts the head off the witch, you go ahead and you roll her body over and you just stuff her into the fire there, and she starts sizzling and popping, and her robes catch on fire, and she's definitely
Yeah.
burning up at this point.
I want to make sure this bitch is dead.
Or her head is cut off and she's in a fire, so I think you guys are pretty good there. I believe her neck was snapped before that from a precise uppercut, so I
Yeah.
think that's 3 ways. Always double tap. You guys triple tapped on the witch, so you're good to go.
Not only she also got stabbed with a rapier, so like
Yeah.
we quadruple
broken
tapped her.
neck,
Like
stabbed
And
in the face with
several
it.
great axe wounds.
Yeah, she's
very hefty,
dead.
great excellence. So,
right.
back to the rug. You go ahead and roll up the rug. You do see the hatch there, and there is a handle on it, Max.
I will try to open up the handle. Open the hatch.
All right, so as you go and you grab the handle and you give it a nice pull, doesn't seem to move.
Is
There
there
is
a
a-
keyhole?
Yes, sir, there is.
Okay.
Oh, hey, I
Guys,
just
it's
have
locked.
2 keys
Someone
on
have
it.
a key?
Okay, so I'm gonna walk over to the trap and check for traps first.
Oh, you're going to check for traps. Okay. So go ahead and make a... What is trap? Is that just a dexterity roll?
checking
perception.
I
would
think
probably
it's perception.
yeah. It would either be perception or like investigation.
Okay,
Yeah.
you can use either one, whichever one's higher for you.
Okay, cool. That is a 17.
17, you do notice that this is definitely trapped. You see a tripwire running right along the edge where you can see down a little bit into whatever this floor is under you, and you see a tripwire right there on there.
I point this out to the group and say I'm not the best to handle this. Maybe someone who's a little bit more nimble than I am.
That sleight of hand.
Yeah, that'd probably sleight of hand. That seems.
Oh, I can try
Or
disarming
just a
that trap.
dexterity check, huh?
Well, I mean, sleight of hand's just going to give you proficiency if you're proficient with sleight of hand. So I'd say it's a really dexterous task, so you could use sleight of hand for it, or you could use a straight dex roll.
I'll
Maybe the
try to
same
use
one.
sleight of hand because my jack of all trades gives me half my proficiency bonus, even though I'm not proficient.
Okay. So you go ahead and make a roll to try to. What are you using to try to disarm this trap? You only have maybe a half-inch gap between the wood and where you can actually see the line, so you'd have to get something down in there to try to cut the tripwire.
Do you have a 2?
I
for
will
two?
use my rapier as it is a very thin sword. I will.
Aren't rapiers just pointy on the end and they don't have edges on the sides? So you want
Yeah,
to
that's
try to
kind of how
impale
it goes. I mean, you got your dagger, so like
A dagger would easily work.
I don't know why
As
you're
he's
trying to
doing
use your
this-
rapier.
I'll use a dagger.
Okay.
Well,
So
I
you-
mean,
As he's
pull out
doing
the
this,
dagger.
I'm
kind of
taking
still
several
have
steps back.
edges.
Okay, so Thaldak's actually going to move back. So we're going to say you're all up here gathered right now. We have, excuse me. You are trying to open the hatch, and Thaldak is going to go ahead and move on back there a little bit. Are you guys moving back as well, or are you going to stay next to Max? You confident in his skills?
No, I
Yeah.
want no part of this. I'll
Okay.
get back with Alder.
All right,
Yeah,
so,
Thaldak's not feeling too good right now. He can go ahead and
Yes.
step back.
I
Kinda
will
move
note
back.
that I did roll a nat 20 for it.
okay.
Yeah, Lee
So,
didn't move, so
Lee didn't move. He knows that Max has got this. So as you go in, you just slide the knife and just takes it right off, 100% disarmed.
All right, I toss him my key, the
Okay,
necklace.
and
With
the necklace has 2 keys on it. So go ahead and let's just make a perception check just to see if you can find the right key instantly. Just why not?
Me?
Yeah.
All right.
I just have to sit there
20.
and fumble. Oh yeah. you can see the shape of the keyhole. You know which key it is. So you go ahead and stick it in, and you unlock it, and it'll go ahead and open the hatch.
I will open the hatch.
All right, so looking down into the hatch now, I'm assuming you all three, or you other two, come on back. And looking down into the hatch, you can see a ladder that leads down into a dark basement of sorts. You guys making your way down in, or what are you doing?
I hand torches to everyone that needs
I
it.
think, don't all of you have dark vision?
yeah.
I don't have dark vision.
Yeah, you do. You're
Half
half-
elves.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
do for 60
Yeah,
feet.
everybody has dark vision.
Yeah, you don't need torches right now.
All right, cool.
It's fucking daylight down here.
Pretty much. So JD starts pulling out torches, and then he remembers that he's a half elf. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I can just see down here." And so he just kind of snuffs it. Doesn't really. Hopefully, nobody saw him to grab a torch.
How far down does it go?
It goes down about 10, or no, excuse me, not 10 feet. It's about 5 foot down. You can easily see the bottom of the floor from the ladder.
I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
call in and say, "Is there anyone in there?"
All right, so you go ahead and call out. You wait a couple of seconds. You don't hear anything.
Well, guys, I
Alright.
think the kids are dead.
Lee's gonna just like hop on down.
All right, so Lee hops on down, and we'll go ahead and just throw the map away for now because there's no more reason for it. So you go ahead and hop on down, and as you make your way down into the bottom portion of this house, you can see what looks to be some sort of ritual room of sorts. As all of you start making your way down in here, one by one, you all take a look around. You can see lit candles dripping their wax on the tables, and one of the tables actually has a letter sitting on it. Anybody gonna go up and grab the letter?
Lee
about
looks at
not
the letter.
Lee?
Yeah, Lee looks at the letter and he's like, and just like looks at somebody else. Just
Expectantly.
Yeah, I'll go. Or nah, I'll let someone else do it.
Who wants to do it?
I'll do
JD?
it.
Sure, I'll go
Wanna do
read
it?
the letter.
All right, JD called it out first. So JD, you're gonna go ahead and walk up and you start reading the letter. And so you're gonna read this to yourself, and so you might be able to. Well, here, hold on. I'll just hit you with a Skype message because that's fun.
yeah.
So you can read this, and then you can relay this information to your party. Now I'm just gonna put this in the Skype chat. Just no one else look at it. All right, I trust you guys.
Yep.
I don't trust him.
All right, so
The internet
that-
equivalent of whispering.
Fight me.
That is what the note says, JD, and so you'll be able to let the group know.
While he's reading this, I guess I'm gonna just like take a once over on the room, see if there's any like doors or anything.
Okay. So as you continue to look around, you can see there in the center of this room there is a black altar, and it's stained in crimson. There's 2 ornate jeweled daggers sitting at either side of this altar, and at the very back of this sadistic room there sits a cage. In that cage there is a small human girl. She has brown hair and is currently wearing a green dress tattered and stained in mud, amongst other things. She's pushed herself back to the back of the cage, and with her green eyes wide, she's breathing heavily. Cheeks are stained with lines from where the tears have cleaned off the dirt, and she opens her mouth with a heartbreaking tremble and speaks, Please don't hurt me. I just want my mom.
I have the other key, right?
Yes, sir, you do.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to walk up to the cage with the key in hand,
Okay.
and I'm going to use it to unlock it, I assume.
Okay, and so as you do this, she's just pushed back, just completely terrified in the cage. Please don't hurt me. I just want to go home. Just crying and sobbing, and she is not trusting you whatsoever.
All right, I will still open the door.
Okay, so you unlock the door and it creaks on open, and the cage is now open.
I am going to sheath my rapier,
Okay.
kneel down, and reach into my backpack and pull out her doll and offer it to her and say, "You're safe now."
Very nice. So as you bend down and get a little bit more on her level, you can see her relax just a little bit. She is still very guarded. And then as you pull out the doll from the pack, she is just besides herself to see that doll. She reaches out and she grabs it and she's like, Mr. Bentley! And then she's just so happy to see, and she's like, please can you take me home to my mom? Just still crying and just clutching this doll with all of her might, just holding it as close to her as she possibly can.
I will reach out my hand and offer it to her to lead her out of the cage.
Right. And seeing this doll, she now knows where this comes from, and she's given immense trust into you, even though, she's, been in this cage for such a long time and probably not trusting of too many people. That doll really set her over the top, and, she reaches out and grabs your hand and kind of runs up to you, and she gives you a big hug around the waist, and she says thank you.
Aw, yeah.
So,
All right, guys, are we going to get out of here?
So JD, you got that information. You gonna relay that anything, or are you gonna keep that to yourself?
Yeah, I share the information with all my comrades.
Okay, so go ahead and read it out for him. What does it say?
It says, I need more time. With my position in the city, it's hard to get to the kids without anyone noticing. Oh, this was from Astrid. I'm sorry.
It's to
missed
Astrid.
that.
Yeah. That's
Yeah. My family has helped serve you and your master for over 100 years. It will not be the one that breaks your trust. Give me one more week and you will have your final child. And that's from the king guy.
No, it's not. It's from
LAR. LR.
LR
Oh,
Nefarious,
That's
head of
it,
the
elf
Watchers.
dude.
Yeah.
When he says it's from LR, Lee is just like, I didn't trust him.
Me neither. I'm
Yeah,
going to
that
take
guy's
the
a douchebag.
ceremonial daggers, the jeweled ones.
Yeah, definitely. So you grab both of those, and you can go ahead and put those into your pack.
Are those just normal daggers?
Yeah, they're just, they're daggers. They're not really made for combat, but you would assume they would probably fetch a pretty good price at a merchant.
Okay.
And can I just look over the room, see if there's anything else worth?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check.
While they're doing this, Lee's gonna light a couple torches and just be like, I'm going to burn this down.
Okay, very nice.
That's
so-
a 19.
19? Yeah, as you're looking over, you don't really see much of monetary value. However, you do notice that there are some clothes over in the corner. Being from the descriptions you've gotten of the other missing children, these clothes are ripped, torn, and blood-soaked. No other visible signs that the children are around.
I'm going to take them and put them in my pack.
Okay. So you go ahead and wrap those up and you put them in your backpack. So anything else, or are you guys getting out of here?
I don't have anything else. I'm
Alright.
down to get the hell out of here.
So you all start making your way outside of the house. Lee, you want to do something?
Yeah, I'll set torches around just like near flammable shit.
It's
just
all
gonna
made
burn
out of
this-
wood and shit like that, so it's definitely gonna go
Yeah.
pretty easily. So you
Yeah.
just lay a couple torches, definitely make sure you start a few different things in there. And as you all start to walk away from the house, you can start seeing flames start licking up at the windows and stuff like that. You definitely think some stuff is caught and it'll eventually burn down. So you are all making your way back through the swamp with Nettie Morden. Or are you letting her walk? Anybody carrying her? What are you guys doing?
I'll piggyback
All right, so she jumps up
on
on your
her.
shoulders.
I'm the one on her back.
Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll it. No. So you can go ahead and throw her up on your shoulders. At this point, she really starts to assume that all of you are friends, and she becomes very attached to all of you. She thinks of you as her saviors, and she's just elated to be riding on your shoulders, knowing she's heading back to a welcoming, loving home with her mother.
Does anyone have her necklace?
It was on the doll, right?
Max, I believe, has the necklace. He was going to try to put it around the doll, but then couldn't because the clasp
Oh,
was broken.
right.
Okay.
So you do have that. You can give it back to either Nettie or you can give it to Orlano when you get back to the house.
Yeah, I'll give it to her when we get back because she's
Okay.
already on my shoulders.
And so as you guys were making your way out, you were talking about wanting to stop where you killed the crocs at the chasm. Were you wanting to stop there and do stuff? We're not going to have to make checks for it. It's just if you want to do something, we'll just say you've done it.
Yeah, I want to collect as many teeth that would work as arrowheads as I can.
Okay, so you grab roughly 10 to, or yeah, about 15 teeth. There was 2 crocs. You get about 15 viable teeth that would work as arrowheads that you could fashion of sorts. So go ahead and put 15 alligator teeth in your inventory.
Can I skin one so I can make some alligator skin boots?
Yeah, go ahead and we will roll for that. Go ahead and roll a survival check just to see if you get a fresh pelt or not.
No. Those are 4.
Okay, so it's riddled with holes and stuff. You try to carve it up with your great axe. It'll fetch some price, but probably not a lot.
So ruined alligators.
Yeah, that'll work. Ruined alligator hide. JD, you were wanting to get a pound of meat, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and just mark a pound of alligator meat in your inventory. And Lee, anything for you, or are you good? You already got your tooth?
Yeah, I'm good. Like, while they're doing this, I'll basically just help Nettie over the
Oh
gap.
yeah, and you guys take enough time to safely get it across, get her across the chasm, and all that's good. So all of you you're making your way out of, or as you made your way out of the witch's house, leaving her body to rot. You trek through the night, making your way out of the hellish swamp. You all make it back to the path to where you first entered the swamp, and you can see that there is a full moon and thousands of stars dotting the night sky. It is a clear night. You follow the winding path until you come across a very familiar home at this point. Walking up to the house, you can see dimly lit candlelight coming through the front window, and you can hear a soft voice singing inside. Coming up to the house, you all peer through the window, and you can see Orlana's currently sitting inside, stroking Stokely's hair as she's singing to him.
Have we seen LR on our way?
No,
At all?
LR has not been seen whatsoever.
Okay.
So,
All right.
the Nettie
I
household,
will.
or the Morden household, rather.
I'll walk up to the door and kind of kneel down a little bit
Mhm.
and ask her if she wants to knock.
Okay, so as you lean down and ask her, she's like, "Yes, please." And so she's just really excited to be home, and she gives a big old doof, 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 doof. You know, not nearly as hard as you could. You know, she's a pretty good knocker, but you could teach her a few things down the road. So she knocks, and then a few seconds happen, and then Orlana comes and opens the door. And as she opens the door, she says, "It's late. What are you?" And as she says this, she glances down and notices a very happy, just smile ear to ear Nettie standing in front of her. Orlana drops down to her knees and begins sobbing uncontrollably. She reaches out and grabs Nettie and pulls her into a deep embrace that only a mother could. "My baby, my sweet Nettie." And then Orlana reaches out and grabs JD's hand. She actually grabs your hand. And she says, "How? Where? The Watchers looked everywhere. They talked to everyone."
And I look to her and I say, "We did this for you."
You gonna tell her there was a witch?
Yeah, well, I get into that eventually.
Okay.
You know.
And so you let her know that you were doing this to get her daughter back, and that there was a witch, and that you ended up killing the witch.
I mean, I have the witch's head, like, tied to my belt with her hair.
Okay.
So, like...
So it's kind of already it's inferred that there was a witch.
I mean, there's something there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And so she, as hearing this from you and seeing the witch's head, she speaks up and she says, I just can't believe it. I thought those were only tales. They were told when we were just kids. And then as she says this, you hear a voice from inside the house come streaking by. I told you she was real! As you hear Stokely rushes up and he hugs both Nettie and Orlana. Nettie speaks up in a faint voice and she says, I'm sorry, Mom. We won't play in the woods anymore, I promise. Lana looks down at Nettie with tears streaming down her face. I know, baby, I know. Let's get you inside and get you warmed up. And then as she says that, she ushers both her kids inside. She looks up towards you again, the group, and she says, I cannot describe the debt I am in to all of you. You've brought my Nettie back home and safe. I can never repay this to you. You are all true heroes of Valenwood tonight. You must tell Arden of this news at once.
I speak up and I tell her that if LR comes along, do not open the door.
Okay, and she gives a puzzled look and why should I not open the door for LR?
He was working with the witch to kidnap the children for ritualistic sacrifices.
This she kind of puts her hand over her face in disbelief. And, how do you know this? Do you have any proof that's strong allegations coming from the head of the Watchers?
Yes, we found a letter with his signature on it. My friend JD here actually has it.
Okay. And she gestures out and she takes a look at the note and she notices, she's like, well, it's like if that is true, you need to get this to LR at once. Do not stop anywhere else. Talk only to him and to nobody else. If LR, or excuse me, to Erden. She was talking to Erden. And she says, if LR can't be trusted, no one in the ranks can be trusted. Get this news to Erden at once. Make haste with this information, please.
I will make haste.
Okay. And so...
wait, I'm going to give her the locket back.
Oh, okay.
Or the necklace.
And so she reaches out and she grabs it and she's like, oh, I never thought I would see this again. I never thought I'd see Nettie again. Thank you. And she kind of clasps her hand and puts the locket into her pocket. And with this, she, both the kids are already inside. You can hear her call out. She begins to close the door and she says, Stokely, get your sister by the fire. I'll make her some tea. And now all of you are standing at the front of the door of the Morden household. You can all hear muffled voices piercing through the wooden walls. Sounds of joys and sobs ring in the air. And with this, Nettie is safely back home with her mother.
Success!
So,
let's go turn the quest in, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go
Get the
talk to Erden.
XP.
so you guys are making your way to Town Hall, I'm assuming?
Oh,
To-
speaking of which, do we get XP for the witch fight, I assume?
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Now
300
also,
350 XP for the witch fight.
if at any given point
So
I
does it
do
start
see
over or no?
LR,
No, it adds up.
Okay.
I
ahead, Max.
plan on immediately taking out my dagger and throwing it at him
Okay, so you're just ready
in
to
hopes
if you
of
see
getting
LR
a
whatsoever.
surprise around the second I
Just-
see him.
Just to remind you, this guy gets 2 full attacks.
Yeah, this guy's a serious warrior. We saw him fight the weasels, and he fucked them up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
We
like
still
as soon
haven't-
as I see him.
We still
I-
haven't
I-
recovered
dagger
from the
at it.
witch fight. Okay, okay.
Hey, that's your accord,
That's-
Max. You got it.
If I happen to see him
Rest in
before
peace,
we
Max.
tell what's his
Rest in
face.
peace, all of us.
I'm hiding in the corner.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
like,
that's RP. That's what your character would do.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Play it how you'd play it.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
messed with kids. I ain't about that.
And I actually thought, if you want to RP the same, because you
True story.
do not
That
like
plays
that
well
one
in
bit.
Backstory.
Yeah. All right, so you guys start making your way into town. Takes probably another 10 to 15 minutes to actually get to the town of Rorish itself. Gates are open. Guards are sitting up top. You all make your way in. They don't give any protest to you coming inside the gates. They have seen you enter and leave over the past day or so they know that you're part of the town. So you all make your way through the city streets, making your way up to the town hall. Takes probably another 2 or 3 minutes after you make your way inside the town of Valenwood, to find the town hall once more. So you're going to the town hall to look for Keeper Erden. At this point, it's probably 2 or 3 a.m. At night, everyone in the town is asleep. There are no kids running through the streets, no merchants trying to sell their wares or anything like that. All of you walk on, chest puffed out, feeling pretty damn good about what you've accomplished as a group today. Making your way to town hall once again, you can see the 2 bear statues that are guarding the front doors, silent watchers in the night. The door is currently closed, but you can see light escaping the windows.
I will knock.
Yes, you will, Max.
It's what I do.
So you go up, and there are two big iron knockers on the door. So you grab one of them and you give 3 resounding knocks. Doo, doo, doo. They all echo and ring throughout the empty town streets.
Those are good knocks.
They are good knocks. Thanks. They all. So a few moments pass, and then the doors open. Keeper Erden is now standing in front of all of you. He says, It's very late. Can I help you? Do you have any information on the case?
We have a lot of stuff to discuss. Can we come in?
Well, yes, definitely. Come on in. And so he gestures for all of you to come in.
I would like to probably point out that like Thar'dia and Lee are just like drenched in blood.
That is very
Like-
true.
Yeah.
I was not thinking
Like
of that.
not regular blood, just like black blood.
Just black,
Yeah.
nasty. It's horrible. So
I
he
do
sees
have
all
a
this.
wound on my side that's like dripping blood down my side.
Yes, sir, you do.
Yeah.
So he can see that you guys have definitely been in battle. So he knows whatever information you have is at utmost importance. So he definitely gestures for all of you to make your way inside.
As well as a witch's head on Lee's hip.
Yes, and then of course the witch's head. So he sees the witch's head, and he's like, "So there was a witch. Did you find the girl? Did you find the children?"
Yes, we found the girl. We didn't find the other 2 children. It seems like they were sacrificed in some way. But we did find a letter that proves that LR was working with her.
You have a letter about LR working with this witch.
Yes, helping her kidnap the children. And I'll motion towards JD.
These are very grave allegations. Do you have any proof of this? And then, obviously, you
JD,
gesture
the
towards
letter.
JD.
Yeah, obviously I show her the letter.
Okay, so you hand Erden the letter, and he grabs it and he begins to read it. Reads through it really quickly, and then he begins to speak. You can see the look on his face is one of disbelief. He says, "Well, it's LR's signature, but it cannot be. LR has been by my side since we were just boys. Me and him were like brothers. If what you say is true, and he's committed these crimes." Guards, and as he calls out, there are a couple guards snap to attention. "Find LR at once. Bring him to me." With this, the Watchers, they all rush out to their duty, out of the town hall with haste. All of you are left standing in there with Erden if you would like to talk with him anymore as the guards are going to find LR.
Yeah, I want to take the dead children's clothes out of my pack and hand them to Erden.
Okay, so as
And
you hand them to
I
him,
want to ask him to make sure that they get back to the families. So
Okay.
they at least have something.
definitely. So he grabs those, and obviously he knows a lot about the case. He knows that these are the same descriptive clothing that the children are wearing, and he does accept the inevitable fact that these children are probably already dead. So he says, I'll take these. I'll get these back to their parents, and we'll make sure that they at least have some kind of closure.
Lee will untie the head and basically hold it up, and he's like, "The head is yours if you want it.
Okay,
The house is burnt. Nothing else will happen there."
nice. So he gestures over for one of his guards to take the head from you. The guard comes up and takes it from you, and he goes and takes it around back. So
That
anything
head
else?
is also missing its jaw, isn't it?
Yes,
Just
it is
like,
missing the jaw.
Like
Or it's not
no
missing,
jaw,
but
like
the jaw's
dangling.
like falling down, like dangling. Yeah, and there's like the tongues all hanging out
Oh.
and shit.
God, that's gross.
It has
That'd make a
giant
really
wound.
nice mount.
It has a wound in the back of its neck, right into the brainstem, that's just seeping out black goo and shit. It's horrible.
So we're just covering this dude's house in Blackacre.
Yeah, but I mean,
Pretty much.
I'm sure he has somebody to clean it up. So anything else, or are we gonna continue on?
I want to see the aftermath of LR.
Yeah. Okay. So, let's see. So you guys are all waiting around. Somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes pass, and you see the Watchers come back through, crashing through the door. Sir LR is shoved into the hall with with 3 swords pressed against his back. He begins to speak. What is
I
the
will
meaning
throw
of
my
this?
dagger at him.
Yeah.
And so as you go to throw the dagger, Erden grabs your hand and he says, "No, it's not the time."
Damn it!
And so,
Thank God.
so he grabs, and then
Yeah,
Eller actually
really.
makes a flinch, seeing that he thought a dagger was going to come in his face, and he begins to speak. Max, Jesus. He says, where am I at? What is the meaning of this, Erden? Why the hell am I being pulled out of my bed in the middle of the night with swords drawn to my back? Silence! Erden rings out through the hall. Is it true, Elar? You were helping some witch steal our cubs. These words ring through the hall and Elar's face goes cold, knowing that he is now, the jig is up, you know, he knows it's all coming to fruition. So he says, cold face, just stare at Erden, and he says, my family has served that witch for over 100 years. You do not have any idea what is in the works. You are too small-minded to see the bigger picture. You always have been. No one in this city respects you, Erden. They never have. At this point, Elar's words are just falling on deaf ears. You can see Keeper Erden's face is nothing more than a blank stare. Erden begins to speak over Elar as Elar's protesting. Sir Elar Nefer, you are here sentenced by death by hanging for treason and kidnapping. Your execution will be first thing in the morning for everyone in the town to see. Watch us. Get this filth out of my sight. And so with this, the Watchers begin to slam shackles down on Elar's wrist, pull him behind his back. Elar's eyes go wide in the realization of his impending death. Erden, you cannot do this! You are nothing without me! And as he says this, he starts beginning to get pulled back by the rest of the guards, dragging him out of the hall. He looks towards the four of you, and he says, you have no idea what you've started. This is war. You will burn in a course fire. And he spits on the ground as they're dragging him out of the hall.
Can I walk forward and just punch him in the face for non-lethal?
Yeah, you walk forward, you kind of wrestle your way out of Erden's grasp, and you just give one big punch. Go ahead and roll an attack for me.
All right. Do I get advantage?
Yes,
since
he is
he's
shackled and
restrained?
being dragged back
Yeah.
against his will.
And I mean, honestly, I think my character would probably do the same exact thing.
I'm not going to allow both of you to do it. Erden's going to step in front of you.
That's a 10.
10? Okay, it definitely hits. He has no contest. So you hit, go ahead and roll damage on it.
It's just 1.
1d. Oh, just
For,
one
yeah.
damage. That's fine. So you hit 1 damage, you see a little bit of blood start coming from his lip.
Actually,
It's
I'm
fine.
really weak, so I get -1 for strength.
Wow.
So it doesn't do
So
anything.
I don't deal any damage. I punch him as hard as I can,
Okay, so
but
you
it
punch
just
him,
doesn't do anything.
and he just has a little bit of a head nod back, and he just, my master will repay you for that, and he spits right in your face.
I'm gonna
And
stab him with my
with
dagger.
this, no, both the guards, 2 of the guards that were
Damn it.
holding Elar come in and rush in and jump on you, pulling you back, and the other one continues to pull Elar out of the room.
I'm very easy to restrain, but I'm
Yeah.
just gonna start yelling at him.
That's fine. What are you yelling?
Stealing children! You
That's
piece
all?
of shit.
Did you laugh while doing that, or was it a lot more dramatic?
It was more dramatic. I couldn't think of what to say.
Stealing children, you piece of shit.
All right, so your protest is definitely made, and so Elar's dragged out of the town hall, and you guys, you start hearing Elar shouts. He's just yelling random things at Erden, talking random stuff. They all start fading into the distance as he's taken into a cell through one of the back rooms. Erden now looks on towards the rest of the group. This whole time, the one person I trusted the most was hurting my people. I do not know how I didn't see it. Thank you all for bringing this information to me. You've done Valwood a great service. Come with me. Follow. And with this, he gestures for all of you to follow him. You guys following?
Yeah.
Yep.
So as all of you begin to follow, he starts to walk down one of the hallways and he stops in front of the final door on the right-hand side. He takes out a key from his waistband and he unlocks the door and pushes the door open. Stepping through the doorway, all of you find yourself in the Valenwood Armory. Erden speaks up and he says, each of you choose a single weapon as your own. These weapons are the finest blades and bows that Valenwood has to offer. I'll be talking with my treasury in the morning. We'll have all of you paid for your services as well. I trust to see all of you at the execution. And he looks towards the group.
Can I attempt some kind of persuasion check or something to convince him to let me hang him?
Okay. Go ahead and roll. What are you saying to him to try to convince him first off?
I just really
that's gonna
feel
be
like
the-
that guy is a
That's gonna
a
set the
piece of
DC.
shit. And I have not liked him ever since I met him. I knew he was in on this somehow. Can I be the one who kicks that out from under him and hangs him?
Okay, I mean Not much other than anger driving your ambitions to pull the lever. It is going to be a fairly high DC, but go ahead and make your persuasion.
Can I assist with this?
Saying what?
I say that since we are the people who hunted down the witch and did this, I feel like it should be us to finish this matter.
He takes it in consideration. Go ahead and roll your persuasion check, Max.
Okay, I did roll it. I got a 21 after modifiers.
21 definitely works. So with this, he begrudgingly, he says, I do suspect that since all of you have done the town the service of killing this witch and bringing Nettie Morden back alive, I will say that you will be able to see this through and finish LR for yourself. Be there sharp at daybreak. You will be able to pull the lever.
Ah, yeah.
So,
Get to kill that elf bitch.
let's see. So, anything else? Anybody else? Anything else before we wrap this up?
So where do we stay for the night?
Yeah, we're gonna go a little bit longer if no one protests, because we're almost done with this little chapter of the story. Just until we get through the execution. It'll probably be another 15 to 20 minutes, if that.
Yeah.
What kind of weapons can we choose from?
Yeah,
like,
so
is there
weapons-
anything magical?
No, there's no magical weapons here. All weapons that are in the book are available, except they're just not magical. All of these weapons would be considered a fine weapon, like a fine crossbow, a fine great axe, and all that's going to do is add +1 to damage rolls. So if you have a +5 on your damage roll now, it would then, with the fine one, obviously turn into a +6 or whatever else it is. If it's a +3, it turns into a +4. So whatever weapon you want of your choice, label it, make sure you put in your inventory that it is a fine great axe, a fine crossbow, whatever, and that it has an extra +1 to damage. But it's not +1 to hit, just +1 to damage.
That'll do it.
And so as all of you are looking through and grabbing your weapons of choice, he says, thank you all once again. Grab your weapons and get some rest. You've all earned it. And with this, he gestures for all of you to make your way outside of Town Hall.
Mm-hmm.
So grabbing your weapons, you all make your way outside of Town Hall. The only thing that would be open right now as far as a place to sleep would be the inn. There is an inn in Roresh, and obviously you've all seen it as you're passing through, so you would know where this is. So I'm assuming all of you are wanting to go to the inn to get some rest.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Anything else before? As you walk in, there is a barkeep sitting there. Anybody getting anything or anything like that?
Just a room for me.
I'm very tired. I just want to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Room is going to be, it's going to be 3 gold for the night, individually. You can bunk up if you want and have one room. One person can sleep on the floor. That way you could share cost. So just up to you. If you want your own room, it's 3 gold. If you want to share with somebody, it would be 1.5 gold. So just call it a gold and we'll settle it up that way.
I will pay the 3 gold.
All right, so Max, you get your own room. Thodak Lee, are you wanting your own rooms or what are you doing?
I'm down for sharing a room.
Okay, then we'll share a room.
All right, so both of you go ahead and mark off 1 gold. You shared the room for the night. And the reason why you get the little discount of the -1 gold on the room is because that leaves another room open for service where he could potentially make another 3 gold. So that's his rational thinking between giving you the discount for the 2 staying in 1 room. And we'll just go ahead and say that JD gets his own room as well since Max got his own room. And he will go ahead and pay the 3 gold as well. So all of you
Actually,
have...
I'd like the economy room. Do they have any of them?
Economy, you could ask the barkeep. Go ahead and make a persuasion check, asking just to sleep in the back storeroom.
Okay. Can I sleep in the back storeroom?
All right, persuasion check for me.
I know, I was delaying it so I could get my dice back out. So +5, 16.
16. Looking at your current state and hearing the story that you've told him and what you've done for the city, he says that you can go ahead and sleep in the back storeroom for free.
Yes!
So you make your way to the storeroom, and everyone's going to sleep, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So,
Yes, sir.
Let's see, Lee, you have very vivid dreams of this witch, of that killing blow you got on her. But just as the killing blow is about to come in that reoccurring dream that you're having, her face starts to twist and morph into someone you once knew. You're not exactly sure who this once was. The face seems familiar enough, but you can just not place a name to the face. And other than that, everyone else sleeps like a baby. So, waking up the next morning, all of you wake up around the same time, a little bit before daybreak. You all eventually find your way downstairs into the inn itself, where all the chairs and stuff are. There are a few patrons here in the inn in the morning. They are offering breakfast for another 2 gold if anybody would like to eat. If not, you can wait around for others or make your way out towards where the execution will be held. Anybody buying any food or anything?
I'm gonna wait for a dope casserole personally.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So
Wait for the casserole to roll in.
All of you then, you're up a little bit before daybreak, so you know execution is going to be right at dawn. So you all maybe mess around for another 10 or 15 minutes, maybe going over what happened last night, talking about the encounter and stuff like that. But as you all make your way outside towards the town hall, you can see that there is a group of people crowded around the town hall, starting to chat and murmur amongst themselves. And just really quick, did any of you wash up? Yeah, just do a quick wash, or you still got blood on you? How are you guys looking right now?
Definitely washed up.
Yeah.
Lee probably washed, like, his clothes.
Okay. You might still have a little bit of dried blood on your arm or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys aren't the worst looking for wear, so when you're making your way up through the crowd, no one's really giving you too much of a look. If you guys were just coated in that black shit, they would probably be looking at you guys a little bit funny. But right now, no one really seems to take too much of a notice of all of you. So making your way up to the town hall, you can see, there is a big group and everyone is gathered around. Keeper Erden is standing in front of the group, and seeing your presence of you four making your way towards the front of the crowd, he begins to speak. He says, "Last night, a group of individuals saved one of our own. They found out that there was indeed a witch that was stealing our cubs. They made their way out to the witch's house and killed her. After doing so, they found Nettie Morden alive. They brought her back to safety." After saying this, Keeper Erden gestures over to the Morden family, Orlana, Nettie, and Stokely all present at the execution. Orlana looking just glowing with just happiness that her daughter's back safe. Nettie and Stokely kind of give a wave at the crowd, a little bit shy, and everyone cheers and is very happy to see her back safe. Keeper Erden speaks up once more. "They also brought it to my attention that we had a traitor in our ranks. Sir Elar Nefir, leader of the Watchers, was helping this witch steal our children and using them for a sacrifice." As he says this, the crowd immediately goes into a gasp. Everyone starts talking and yelling, and people are in disbelief that someone they've all known, a lot of them for their whole life, could have actually been doing such a heinous thing to the children of this town. Erden continues, "Sir Elar is being sentenced to death here this morning by hanging. Watchers, bring him out." With that, we're going to switch up. So, the double doors of the town hall open, and you can see a group of 6 watchers leading Elar outside. The crowd begin to yell, curse at him. As he's walking through the residence of Allenwood, some hit him, others spit, some just stand on with dumbfounded looks. Elar is led up to a platform where there's a rope hanging from a tree. And Erden gestures for you, Max, to make your way up to the platform as well.
I will make my way up to the platform as well.
So you walk up the platform, passing Elar as you do. You grab the rope from the tree that's hanging, slide the noose around Elar's neck, and pull it tight in the back. Erden calls out, "Sir Elar Nefir, you are found guilty for the crimes of treason and kidnapping. You are here sentenced to hang. Do you have any final words?" Elar looks up towards the crowd, his face blank. A moment passes, then 2. Elar, without saying a word, drops his gaze and looks back towards the ground once more. Keeper Erden gives the signal to you, Max, to pull the lever on the stand.
I have just one question for you before I do this.
He half-heartedly glances your way, not making eye contact.
What does a witch and a kidnapping piece of shit have in common?
No reply. Doesn't even look at you.
I'm gonna kick the stool.
All right, and so you kick the stool out from under him, and with this, the rope pulls tight against LR's neck. His body begins to shake and convulse. With every convulsion, the rope sinks deeper into his neck. 30 seconds or so pass, and the body of LR falls limp. With the last signs of life escaping him, the crowd all begins to break apart.
I'm going to spit on his dead body.
All right, you spit. You make your way down the execution stand,
Yep.
and you all join back up in front of the stand. What's that? A voice calls out from the crowd. You all turn back around to face LR. You see a shimmer to his body, first just on his hands and feet, and then it spreads to the rest. Everyone looking on this display begins to see LR's image fade. That's not him! A woman cries out from the crowd. The crowd all falls to chaos, and you can hear Keeper Erden barking out orders to his guard. How could you have let him escape? Search the buildings, find this traitor, and bring him to justice. The Watchers are all breaking into smaller groups, making their way from house to house. Doors are being kicked in. You all are standing there looking on. You look back up at the hanging corpse. It's the body of an elven man. You recognize him. Before you is the hanging corpse of Fendrick Gestal, father of Muzan.
Wait, that's the guy that gave me the short bow and the
That's the
arrows.
guy that gave you the
right?
short bow and the arrows. His body is now hanging. And Max, you kicked the stool. I don't know what that does for your character, but probably fuck somebody up pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's
have to
deep,
do a
sir.
little bit of thinking on how that affects me.
So you're all standing there in front of the hanging corpse of Fendrick Gestal, and that is where we will end the night. So,
You
that's
couldn't
gonna
end
be
it
it.
in a battle or something? Like, yeah, did it all depressing, killing the wrong person?
Hey, I mean, you know, it happens. And Max, when you said you wanted to pull the lever, I was like, wow, this could be interesting.
I'll be
So,
honest, that's
that's
why I
good.
wanted to assist.
Yeah, so Thodak has already known the story up to this point and just a little bit past this, so he's about to be fresh with you guys.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys are left here. So that will be it for the night. I know there's no one else watching, but we're still going to say thanks for watching anyways. We'll be back next Friday, 8 to 11 p.m. Central Time, and we'll see all you then. So hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you then. Good night. Everyone say good night.
All right.
All right,
See you
Bye,
later.
fuckers.
see ya.